Baker High Wildcats football.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Thursday night edition of Friday Night Lights here from Brunswick, Georgia, in lower Georgia, right off Interstate 95. I'm Mike Cruz, joined as always by Jackie Baker, set to bring you all the action. 2023 Baker County Wildcats football, and we've got a Thursday night action tonight as we are on the road up in Brunswick, Georgia, participating in our second annual trip to the Baker Sports Border Wars. Tonight, Jackie, the Wildcats face an opponent that we have no familiarity with and we haven't played before, the Glynn Academy Terrors. But beautiful night for football here on the South Georgia coastlines, and not far from the ocean here. And beautiful night, beautiful event here. We saw it. There was a game earlier. We'll talk about that in a moment, but big event here, Florida-Georgia Border Wars. The Wildcats get a chance to participate in it. And, Jackie, the Wildcats coming out on the other end of the stadium, and Glynn Academy about to come out on this end.
Yeah, what a great event. You know, you talk about two states that take pride in high school football and football in general, but especially high school football here in North Florida and South Georgia. So this is the second annual Border Wars event, and Baker County was able to defeat Richmond Hill last year to bring a victory for the Florida teams, and so far the Florida teams are 1-0, and the Wildcats looking to make it 2-0 tonight.
Yeah, that's a big event, man. I mean, last year, you remember, the Wildcats faced on a Saturday night because it was the same time as the Gators playing Kentucky last year. The Gators faced Richmond Hill, which if you head straight up 95 here, just before you get to South Carolina, Richmond Hill is in that direction. The Wildcats got a great win last year against Richmond Hill. Then we came home and were a little bit beaten up and bruised from that game and lost the game to Baldwin. Similar deal this year. We're playing up here. We got Glynn Academy on a Thursday night, and next week Baldwin. So we'll see how this goes. But Wildcats are 1-0 in this Florida-Georgia Border Wars with the win last year against Richmond Hill. Like you said, we want to make it 2-0, but for the Florida teams, University Christian was playing here earlier this afternoon, and they got a big win over Charleston County. And we'd like to see Baker County do the same thing. But this is a home game for Glynn Academy. They've got a lot of folks over here in the stands from the Brunswick area. Wildcats bringing a good crowd of our own, but a big stadium here tonight, Jackie. It's not that small town feel that you would expect. Wildcats kicking the ball off. Glynn Academy won the toss and elected to receive, and they're going to get the ball right here on the south side of the stadium, and they'll go to work 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Wildcats looking to bounce back tonight, Mike. That first game of the season. We had the kickoff classic against Lake Butler, you know, just doesn't mean anything for records, trying to get ready for the season. Season 1 loss to Bradford County. You know, Wildcat lost 12-0 down there, and then due to the hurricane and school closures and all, weren't able to get a game in. So the Wildcats looking to do something this week against Glynn Academy.
Number 4 is Ryan Schooneman from the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Glynn Academy. Handoff goes straight up the middle, and he is going to be hit and dropped around the 28-yard line. That's the running back, number 3, Willie Butler. So the quarterback, Schooneman, is a senior, and Willie Butler is a senior. A lot of seniors on this Glynn Academy Terror football team. Is that the first time you've heard of a football team called the Terrors?
Yeah, I thought maybe they were the Terriers, but no, they are the Terrors.
No, like they're a terror.
Terrapins, Terriers, never the Terrors.
Like your daughter when she hasn't, you know.
No. Just all the time. There's no occasion.
Second down, 6. Toss to the left side, running play around the left end, across the 25, across the 30, and brought down by Cale Cruz, number 22, around the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, and that toss was over here to number 23, which is Sean Wallace.
Cale Cruz doing a good job that time to string that play out. I thought he got held, Mike. We got a pretty good view tonight from where we're sitting, and Cale Cruz, there was all kinds of jersey being held onto, but he sheds the block and makes the tackle, bringing up a good third down here.
Wildcats in all white tonight, the white pants, the white jerseys, and the black helmets. Third down play, quarterback initially dropped the ball. Now he passes it out to the left side, and a catch is made. David Prince, the senior wide receiver, makes the catch before he's tackled along the far sideline.
Yeah, just a quick out pattern there by pitch and a good throw by the senior quarterback. Wildcats were defending it well, though. Looked like maybe Jaden Mosley out there.
First down on the initial series here for Glynn Academy. They moved the ball out across the 40-yard line, or almost to the 41. Wildcats on defense here to start this football game. Pass play to the right side this time, trying to hit the back out of the backfield, and they've got good connection here. The quarterback makes the pass over to the right side. That's the back coming out of the backfield. 25 is Ty Chisholm, and Chisholm's going to be close to another terror first down.
Yeah, so far, Glynn Academy, one play trying to run in between the tackles that was stifled by this Baker County defense. Now they're going to stretch it out, trying to get outside of this Wildcat defense who had a good showing in that Week 1 loss, but going to be tested tonight.
Second down play, short play coming up, second down and 4. They run the ball to the right side, ball is out, and the Wildcats are going to say they've got it.
Yes, and
the ball is out. Yeah, that was the running back number 3, Willie Butler, the senior, and the Wildcats, I'm not sure who came through and forced the fumble, but the Wildcats are going to get it. It'll be first down going the other way.
My goodness, we talked about it, just one play inside the tackles. That was play number 2. And a big hit there. It looked like maybe Case Foster from that outside linebacker spot forces the fumble, and the Wildcats are going to start with great field position.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Coming back the other way, will start in Glynn Academy territory, just across midfield. Davion Dean in the shotgun from the 48-yard line. Dean takes the snap, throws to the right, and a receiver is drilled. Oh, my goodness. And I think that was Mekhi Mosley, was it?
Yeah, I think so. And I tell you, Dean bobbled the snap. And on a play like that, it's just a quick swing pass out there to Mosley. But when you bobble it, all the timing's messed up on that play, and the defender read it perfectly.
Number 25, Benny Lewis, and number 50, Kai Bishop, were the captains for the Wildcats before tonight's ball game. Second down, call it second down and 14. Running play to the right side. Wildcats trying to get through there. This tough, physical defensive front for Glynn Academy, you can see that from the first 2 plays.
Yeah, Dean tried to keep that one, fake the handoff to Benny Lewis back there, and Dean's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. But Wildcats start with great field position, but faced with a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, third down and long. Dean in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Benny Lewis in the backfield with him on third down. Davion calls for the ball, looking to the left, fires one across the middle, and nobody's home here. He was looking for the receiver straight deep down the middle, which would be Malachi Lewis. And Lewis was covered, but I'm not even sure they were on the same page, Jack.
No, not on the same page at all. I thought Davion Dean probably thought that Lewis was going to break a little deeper than he did, but I'll tell you, one thing that we struggled with Week 1 and did a great job there, the offensive line. Dean had plenty of time to scan the field there. Just a missed opportunity by him and the wide receiver, and now he's coming back on the field to punt.
Davion Dean set to punt it away. Glynn Academy has a return man around the 5-yard line, and that punt is going to almost be blocked, and then Dean sidestepped his way out of there, and then maybe it did get blocked as they're going to get the ball up around the 45-yard line. They had a heavy rush on. It looked like Dean got around the rush and was going to get the kickoff, but then another hand might have gotten in there and forced the block. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he made a great move on the initial punt rusher there and was able to free up some space. And I'm not sure if he just shanked it in a panic or if it got a hand on it, but needless to say, that is a net 6-yard punt.
Yeah, so we give it right back to them where they had it a moment ago. First down and 10. Now for Glynn Academy. Toss to the left side, running around the end, and that's going to be a gain on the play. We'll check that in just a moment. Tucker Thrift was the closest Wildcat there, kind of trying to run him out of bounds. And the gain's going to be about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and so far that's where all the success has come from Glynn Academy, just trying to get outside and use their speed. Those wide receivers trying to get physical with our DBs there, throw big blocks on those sidelines. So this Wildcat defense may be a much tougher test this week than they've seen so far.
Ryan Schooneman is a senior quarterback. He's number 4. He stands in the shotgun. And then you've got in the backfield, number 9 is Deontay Lang. And number 24 is Jaden Ellis. The ball's going to go to Lang.
Oh, it's out again.
Through, and they're going to fumble again. And the Wildcats are saying again.
Oh, no way.
Got it, but
there's
down.
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. The side judge from Glynn Academy sideline is going to come over and say it was down. That ball, I thought the whole handoff had been fumbled. Goodness gracious. That ball bounced 4 yards out of the pile, Mike.
Third down coming up now, 3rd down and 6. Number 25 is Ty Bishop. He's the lone setback along with Schooneman, the quarterback. 3rd down, he's going to swing it out here to Bishop, and Bishop was looking to throw, and now he's going to have to run. Flag coming in from behind the play over here on the right side. The Wildcats held them and would force a 4th down here, but I'm afraid they're going to call defensive holding here on the receivers, Jackie. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing those receivers that they're looking at were trying to block because it was going to be a double pass.
Going to get face mask.
Oh, my goodness. Come on, man.
They saw a face mask somewhere. Not sure if it was a receiver trying to run a route. Somebody grabbed a face mask. Who knows? But that's a big penalty against the Cats because our defense had just stopped them. We forced a fumble on the first series, and we stopped them on that 3-play series, but the face mask is going to give them 15 yards and a 1st down inside Wildcat territory.
Yeah, they had 3rd and 5, and we actually had tackled him behind the line. It was going to be about 4th and 8. Wildcats looked to get the ball back, but a phantom face mask call.
1st down and 10. Toss left side is going to be to Bishop, and Bishop is
good drill.
My goodness, what a hit by the Wildcats as they come in to the backfield.
Goodness gracious, that was Mekhi Mosley from the cornerback position. And he did not like what happened to him on the first play of the game and just completely took it out on that running back.
Well, some of the Wildcats definitely came to play here. There's been some hitting. We've gotten one turnover tonight, almost had another one, and we forced a 3 and out a moment ago, but then the penalty gives them the 1st down. So the Wildcats are here to play. 2nd down and 9 inside the 40-yard line of the Cats. Schooneman, the quarterback. He's in the shotgun, pump fake, and he's going to be hitting sacks. Deep in the backfield, one of the Wildcats gets back there. Jackie, who got him?
That's Phillip Jackson for that defensive end position. My goodness, what a season he's had so far.
Yeah, Phillip Jackson. We called his name all night long against Lake Butler and against Bradford. We didn't have a game last week, and all the Wildcat fans that are out there, hopefully everyone made it through Hurricane Idalia okay. I know that Jackie and I have been picking up tree limbs ever since then, but hopefully everybody in the listening area made it through safe and sound. It was a tough week last week, and we lost a football game because of it. 3rd down, pass to the right side. Ty Bishop is the catch, and he's going to be up the sideline, but not near the 1st down, and it's going to be 4th down play coming up. So they needed a long way to go. He got back some of the yardage. They needed a lot more, though, to get the 1st down, so we'll see if they're in punt formation or not here, or if they're going to go for it. It's going to be 4th down and probably 6.
Yeah, these outside linebackers trying to adapt to that speed of Glynn Academy that time. I mean, they're doing nothing fancy. These are toss sweeps and swing passes, just trying to beat those Wildcat defenders to the outside edge, and have had some success doing it tonight. But right now we're going to bring up about a 4th and 7 here, and let's see if this Wildcat defense can hold.
4th down, 7 coming up. We were watching before the game the unique kicking number that Tucker Tuck, the kicker for Glynn Academy, wears number 90. You don't see guys wearing number 90 very often, but pretty good kicker. So I'm thinking if they're inside the 40-yard line or so, a lot different conditions when you play on these nice stadiums that have the turf, and you don't have to worry about the grass conditions so much. I mean, kickers really like this environment a lot better, and he was pretty much automatic from inside 40 yards.
Yeah, that time Glynn Academy going to take the delay game, and they are going to punt it away. So the Wildcats look to get the ball back.
That's what we needed. Wildcats will send Davion Dean back inside our 10-yard line to return the punt, and Tucker Tuck is drilled back here, and we're going to get roughing the punter. Tuck is the punter as well as the place kicker, and it just depends on whether they're going to call this roughing or running into the kicker.
We're not, so far from what I've seen, we're not going to get any calls. And unfortunately, that was one of the leaders from the defense there. Thought he was going to get there. I thought he was going to get there too, Mike, and he doesn't, and costs us 15 yards.
Yeah, and that one, you can count on it. Personal foul was the signal, so instead of the Cats getting the ball after the punt, it's going to be Glynn Academy football after the first down. So, Jackie, twice on this one possession, the Wildcat penalties have kept the drive alive for Glynn Academy.
Yeah, you just can't do that, Mike. I'm going to tell you, this Glynn Academy team, they're a good football team, and we've given them chance after chance here on this drive. And more than anything, you're just wearing your own defense out.
Well, we were talking on the way up here on the drive into Brunswick, one, two, or three little things in a ball game can just change the entire outcome. We talked about a couple of games from this past week in the world of college football where you saw that happen. Toss sweep to the right side. Ty Bishop's going to get down the sideline for a gain of maybe 6 on the play before the Wildcats able to get him. We had one guy that was in the backfield with him, unable to bring him down. It's a gain on the play, but Glynn Academy is driving, and really is definitely aided by 2 big Wildcat penalties, 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, on that roughing the punter, Davion Dean had returned that back to the 30-yard line. So,
2nd down play, they're going to hand the ball to Ellis again, and Ellis is going to be up the middle before he gets walloped inside the 20-yard line.
Oh,
the flag comes in. I'm not sure if this is guys just talking or what, but it was a good, clean hit by the Wildcats, but he would have gained the 1st down anyway on the play. Let's see what the penalty is after the play.
The penalty is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wildcats because we felt the need to go up and bump him again after we made a great hit. There's a really good hit there, and all you had to do was walk back to your position. But instead, we want to bump and talk to him a little bit, and now we're going to get it unsportsmanlike, and they're going to get half the distance.
Jackie, I didn't do research. I'm not a great research guy the older I get, but Glynn Academy, tell me, does Davis Love III have something to do with Glynn Academy or what?
You're asking the wrong one. We do have our stat man here and second half color commentator, Tim Wilder here. He's familiar with this area, so he may be able to help us.
1st down play, Schoeneman's going to throw one to the left corner of the end zone. The catch is going to be fought for. I'm not sure if he came down with it. He did. They give the touchdown signal, and a flag comes flying in. Oh, my goodness. 6-0. The receiver went up high. I'm not sure who our cover guy there. Might have been Mekhi Mosley over there. He had great coverage. The receiver just looked like he might have out-jumped him, came down with it. It's going to be 6-0 Glynn Academy. But, Jackie, after it's all said and done, you're going to be looking at four 15-yard penalties on this possession for the Wildcats.
Looking to see the signal here because I don't know if they called it offsetting.
I'm not sure either. It looked like unsportsmanlike, and it might have been offsetting.
We can only hope so.
6-0 Glynn Academy. The reason I mentioned Davis Love III, I heard the announcer as we were coming in talk about Davis Love III being a sponsor of this event. And if you're listening in and you're like, who in the world is Davis Love III? There may be people that are thinking that. Well, Davis Love III, if you just want to Google up one of the most famous PGA Tour golfers, in the last 30 years or so, Davis Love, he's a South Georgia guy from right here in this same area. I want to say Laurel Island Links or somewhere back around that area, Sea Island, Georgia, something like that's where Davis Love spent a lot of time. But, Jackie, when you walk down this hallway in this room that we're in here, there's a bunch of golf bags that are out here. The very first one that we passed was Davis Love III's golf bag, and then Brant Snedeker's is out there and a couple of others. So if you see me carrying one of those golf bags out of here, you'll know.
We just need to crank the truck and go.
Yeah, you'll know. Yeah, really cool, though, because I've got a lot of respect for Davis Love. They're a really good golfer over the years, and a guy that I watched as I spent a lot of time. But we're watching the events of the aftermath here, getting ready for the extra point. Glynn Academy took the 6-0 lead. Looks like they're going to mark off the penalty against Glynn Academy on the extra point here, Jackie. So I'm not sure.
Well, after all that happened, what they did was we jumped off sides, and then they false started. So we've had about 3 or 4 penalties here. And
they marked this one all.
I don't know what this
like
one
the
was.
25-yard line. I mean, this penalty they marched all the way back. Basically, he's going to be kicking from the third. It looks like the 33-yard line for a 43-yard extra point, and that kick is going to be low and no chance. And the Wildcats might have even got a finger on it. So extra point, no good. It's 6-0. When we come back, we'll get you set up for the Wildcats to retake the ball here. 5:39 to go, first quarter. The Wildcats trail Glynn Academy 6-0. You're listening to the Border Wars from Brunswick, Georgia, on 97.5 WFBB.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat. Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
And we welcome you back here to Brunswick, Georgia, right off of I-95, just about 4 or 5 miles from the interstate. Mike Cruz, Jackie Baker, Statman Tim Wilder. My buddy Tim Wilder rejoins us in the booth this year, and he's the voice of the Wildcats back at the stadium voice of the Wildcats when we're at home games, and Tim's with us. You might hear a little more from Tim this year as we move along. But, Jackie, Wildcats get the ball back here. We're heading back from the 20-yard line, first down play. Going to run it straight up the middle and a big hole here. Wildcats are going to run across the 50 into Glynn Academy territory all the way down near the 40-yard line, and that was number 5 on the carry for the Wildcats, which is Sincere Glover.
Nah, it's Kanias Williams.
Oh, is that Kanias?
He's been hurt, and he's finally able to play again. And welcome back Kanias as he rumbles past the 50-yard line on a huge gain.
We didn't see Kanias on the first series. We had the ball earlier. But 5, change that, not Glover, is Kanias. Welcome back. First down play inside Glynn Academy territory now. Wildcats run to the middle of the field again, down near the 36-yard line. Short gain on this play. It'll be second down.
That may have been the longest play from scrimmage so far for this Wildcat offense, who struggled in week 1 to get anything going. And Kanias Williams able to bust a big one there. Not much doing on first down, though.
4:47 to go, first quarter. Snap in the backfield is direct, and directly we're tackled. So it looked like Kanias might have lined up in the Wildcat formation there, or either the snap was a mishandle.
Yeah, the snap rolled back there to Davion Dean, and Benny Lewis tried to dive on it and tripped Davion Dean up, but there's been a couple errant snaps tonight.
Malachi Lewis in the backfield to the right of Dean now. Third down play, and a flag comes in. I'll tell you this, if this is against the Cats, Jackie, the Wildcats are just self-destructing with the penalties tonight. We had 4 15-yard variety penalties a moment ago on the drive, and I'm not saying that that's the only reason Glynn Academy scored, but, I mean, we basically handed them 30 yards during the drive, and then down near the end zone, a couple of really unfortunate calls went against us as well, and they were both of the 15-yard variety. So not the way we want to start, and that penalty was against the Wildcats' false start. 3rd down and about 16, and now it'll go the other way as a hard count gets Glynn Academy to jump across.
Thank goodness, I'll tell you. I don't like to start touting things in the first quarter, man, and we've deserved some of those penalties because I've seen them with my own eyes, but, a miraculous fumble that somehow the guy was down while everybody else was still playing, and then a couple penalties that I didn't see. Not going our way tonight.
3rd down now, 3rd and 11. Dean calls for the ball in the shotgun, looks to throw, and now Dean trying to scramble out of there. He's going to get a couple of yards upfield, but Dean is going to be brought down from behind. And once he took off down the field, Davion Dean made one man miss, made another man miss, and comes up a little bit hobbling on that ankle, Jack.
Oh, yeah, that is not good. That is not good. He got tackled from behind, Mike, and I tell you, when you're trying to exert all your energy going forward and somebody's able to wrap their arms around your legs from behind, that's never good.
Well, Jack, we're going to take a timeout here. A lot has happened. We'll stay here during the timeout. 3:15 to go first quarter, 6-0, Glynn Academy. A lot has happened, Jack, in the world of sports since we've talked and since we've been on the air here with the Wildcat fans. The NFL season starts this week. College football started last week in earnest. And I'm sure your Wildcat football team is up to a lot that we can talk about. So at halftime tonight, we're going to break down all those things as we have our dependable heating and air conditioning and Farm Bureau halftime report. And we'll talk about all those things that we just mentioned a moment ago. And I might even ask you some questions about the Major League Baseball playoff race, Jackie. Do some homework.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it.
What is it looking like here? 3:15 to go. While we've got a break in the action with a little bit of an injury timeout, let me tell you a little something here. I'm going to give you some information about Foster's General Contracting and Plumbing. Foster's General Contracting and Plumbing is located in Glen St. Mary, building trust with quality work and dependability. Wildcat Radio is happy to be partnered with Robbie Foster and Foster's General Contracting this year. Foster's General Contracting and Plumbing, your hometown full-service plumbing and general contracting company. We're here to serve all your new construction or remodeling needs, both residential and commercial. Do you have plumbing needs? We do service calls and offer free estimates for any repair, big or small. Call us anytime, 904-653-1136. That's Foster's General Contracting. You can also go online to fostersgeneralcontracting.com. Locally owned and operated and has proudly served Baker County since 2006. Let's go Wildcats. So you get a chance and you need some of that assistance that we just talked about, give Foster's General Contracting a call. I want to shout out to all our sponsors that make Wildcat Radio possible during the Baker County football season. And Jackie, we're in the 3rd week of what would be a 4-game road deal to start this year off. Next week we play at Baldwin, so following that we'll finally get back to Memorial Stadium and get a chance to be in front of the home crowd. It's fun to go on the road from time to time and see, the different stadiums that we get to go to, but I like to be in the friendly confines back at Memorial Stadium. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I do enjoy, getting these away games. This is a very nice facility here in Glynn County, but there's nothing like Wildcat football in Memorial Stadium on a Friday night.
Nothing like it. First down for Glynn Academy as a good punt for the Cats takes the ball down inside the 20-yard line to the 11. Glynn Academy backed up. 6-0 lead, though, 2:59 to go in the first quarter. The quarterback, again, is number 4, Ryan Schuneman. He's a senior. Number 4. He's got number 3, which is Butler, in the backfield. And Butler is going to be hit immediately by Tucker Thrift at the point or at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down.
Nothing doing there. Tucker Thrift. Nice play there from his defensive tackle spot. Wildcat defense, Mike, we talked about it, kind of led the way so far this season and continuing tonight. You take away a lot of those penalties and you said we talked about it on the way up here and how things like that can change the whole outcome of a game with 2 opportunities there to get the ball back in your possession.
Willie Butler checked out of the game. Number 11's Mike Torello. He's in the backfield now. Schooneman's going to throw, though. He fires to the left side, and a catch is made. Ty Bishop, number 25, catches the ball and goes all the way across the 30, and they're going to get a Wildcat for a late hit and maybe a helmet-to-helmet hit at the very end of that play. Just an undisciplined play there. We had another guy. This is going to be another 15-yard penalty, Jackie, and that'll be the 5th one that we've had like this in this ball game, and that's a play you just can't make.
No, I mean, the play's over. The receiver's down. He's going down. Now, we're not in a situation where we can hear the whistle either, but I got to think that it had been blown at that point.
Well, whistle or not, though, the way that our guy went in with his head a little bit there toward the ball carrier, you're going to get that flag every time. And you might be able to jump on the pile or finish off the tackle in some varieties, but you're not going to get it when your helmet's going to their helmet, you know. So tough there. But the Wildcats, seriously, from the outset tonight, have not done a good job managing these penalties. I tell you, it's been a rough night. Going to have to work on that end.
Absolutely. What'd you say? 5 now, I think.
5.
15-yard at least.
Yes.
And a couple of them, I mean, huge penalties. A couple of them, like we just talked about, were going to be turnover on downs. You know, we were going to get the ball back.
Yeah. Well, and a couple of them were not actually marked off on the field because they were called like on the touchdown play. But 5 penalties that would have been 15 yards had they all been marked off is what I was alluding to. First down and 10, shy of midfield. Schooneman, the quarterback, he's number 4. Tosses to Bishop, the running back, number 25. Bishop's across midfield into Wildcat territory, and Bishop's still on his feet down around the 42-yard line. And a gain on the play is going to give Glynn Academy a first down, move the chains on first down.
And again, this is nothing fancy here. We're going to put 2 tight ends over there, overload one side, and just a toss sweep out there and try to beat your guys to the outside edge. And so far, Glynn Academy has been able to do that.
Wildcats came in tonight's ball game 0-1 officially on the year, a loss to Bradford on the road week 1, and last week canceled due to the hurricane. Handoff Bishop again. Bishop's going to run straight ahead against this Wildcat defense, and Bishop's going to pick up about 5 on this carry to bring up second down and 5.
You want to talk about the penalties, you know, and just, again, your defense has been out there for a long time. We're nearing under a minute and a half here in this first quarter, and I would venture to say the defense has been out there 80% of the time.
They have. Second down and 5. Schooneman in the shotgun, going to hand the ball off to Bishop, and he's running around the left end, and it's going to be probably a first down, close to a first down for Glynn Academy, and they've got another drive going. We're going to go under a minute to go here in the first quarter once they set the chains here, but Glynn Academy with a 6-0 lead and marching again.
Yeah, down 6-0 here. This Wildcat defense needs nothing more than to dig deep and try to get another stop here. Don't want this thing to get out of hand quickly here in the first quarter with a minute to play, and they've played well. You take the penalties away, and this Wildcat defense haven't given up a lot tonight.
No, they haven't. Schooneman, pump fake on the first down play. He's going to fire one down the left side, and he and his receiver were not thinking the same way. Schooneman throwing it to the corner of the end zone, and the receiver was coming across the middle, so they were not connected. It'll be second down.
Second down, great coverage that time by the Wildcats, and that may be the second or third deep ball that Glynn Academy's thrown tonight. The Wildcats have covered it fairly well. Gave up a big one, though, early on in this drive to pick up a first down. Statman
Tim Wilder, though, tells me that's the first incompletion of the night for Schooneman, Jackie. So the first time that Schooneman has been incomplete here tonight, and I think he had thrown 5 straight completions before that.
Got another penalty here against Glynn Academy. Going to back them up a little bit. Yeah, really. Keep throwing them, boys.
Yeah, false start against Glynn Academy. Going to put the ball back 5 yards, so it'll be a 1st and 15 now for the Terrors. New one on me. I haven't heard of a team called the Terrors before, but could be one of those academy things. I don't know. 1st down 15, handoff straight up the middle. And this time Butler is going to run away from the defense, and Butler is going to be inside the 10. He goes to the 5, and Willie Butler is going to score a touchdown all the way back there on 1st and 15. Butler breaks free against the Wildcat defense and puts Glynn Academy ahead 12-0.
Yeah, that time just a little counter trap play there. Overloaded the right side, and he cuts back left, and Wildcats had a chance at him, weren't able to make the tackle. Going to fall behind 12-0.
12-0, Glynn Academy here. 44 seconds left in the first quarter. And we'll see if they're going to go for 2 or shift out of the swinging gate formation here and kick this extra point. I love that old swinging gate formation. You send all the offensive line over to the left side. Every once in a while, probably around 2% of the time, you might catch them and flip it over there and go for 2 out of it. But the extra point is good, makes it a 13-0 lead. Glynn Academy on top of the Wildcats. Let's stop and take a 2-minute break here. 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB 97.5 FM.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glenn Baptist Church in Glen, St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glennbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glynn, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
Since 1967, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has had the goal to acquire customers and maintain their complete satisfaction throughout the business relationship. Located in McClenny with almost 60 years of serving the McClenny area, excellence has been their hallmark. Did you know that now Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning also carries Amana products? Amana has been known since 1934 as having some of the most reliable and dependable heating and air conditioning systems in the business. If you're struggling with who to call for your air conditioning service, give them a call. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546. That's 259-6546.
And we welcome you here to the Florida-Georgia Border Wars up in Brunswick, Georgia. Mike Cruz, Jackie Baker, Statman Tim Wilder bringing you all the action. Baker County Wildcat Football 2023. I don't even know how to unravel this one, Jackie. The Wildcats trying to run the kickoff back. We lost the football and then all kind of penalties. Anyway, bottom line, we end up inside the 5-yard line, 1st down and 10. Davion Dean from, we'll call it the 5-yard line, takes the snap, and the ball goes behind him out of the back of the end zone. It never got back there to him, and we talked about that a moment ago, and this is going to be a safety for Glynn Academy.
Oh, my goodness, Mike. This is just unraveling here in the first quarter. We weren't trying to do a whole lot, 30 seconds left. I can only think that Coach Kevin Mays was just trying to get out of the quarter. But
that play was a long way from us, Jackie, and that was not Dean back there. It was Mekhi Mosley, number 6. I think you and Tim knew that. I was the only one here not in on the secret, so we'll have to check on Dean's ankle. But I thought the ball went through the end zone, Jackie, but they're kicking an extra point. They gave him a touchdown. They said that they actually covered the ball before it went out of bounds. I thought it was a safety.
Yeah.
Wow. Just like that, they're going to give them a touchdown in the end zone, and it's going to be 20-0, Glynn Academy. I thought the snap went all the way through the end zone, but we're a long way from where the play was. We apologize for that. But Glynn Academy takes a 20-0 lead against the Wildcats here with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was like you. Mekhi Mosley back there at quarterback, and I thought he went chasing after the football through the end zone, and I thought I saw somebody signal safety, but
wow,
I guess you're right.
I thought that. Well, I saw somebody chasing the ball, and I just knew it had gone all the way through the end zone, and I thought I saw a safety signal, but apparently not, Jackie. And here we sit, 20-0 now, with the Wildcats trailing. We're in danger. We're in danger here in this one.
No doubt.
Banged up a little bit so far tonight. Wildcats on the short end of a 20-0 score. Penalties have not gone our way. Turnovers have not gone our way. And now the Wildcats trying to return one and get back into business here. And I got to tell you, this is a hard-hitting Glynn Academy football team, Jack.
No doubt. I more than anything, those boys are fast. Yeah, I mean, they've been able to get the edge on offense, and we can't find an edge when we're on offense. But I think they have finally picked up their first 15-yard penalty of the night.
Got a chance to watch a little bit of the Charlton County University Christian game that was here before our game tonight. University Christian really all over Charlton County, which is Folkestone, Georgia. And they had a big win. At one point it was 32-6, but then we came up to the hospitality area, Jackie. They had popcorn and chicken tenders and barbecue. And tell me a little bit about how you got me in this room.
You know, we had to know somebody to know somebody. And unfortunately, our good friend at Baker Sports, George Gerardo, this is something they offer. And, you know, look at here.
First down play, Kanias Williams is going to break into the secondary. On first down, Kanias takes it inside the 30-yard line, just like we did a moment ago, and the team is fired up behind him, and we've got a first down.
Leave him in the game, Coach. The two biggest plays of the night coming to the hands of number 5, Kanias Williams, coming back from that injury he suffered last season. And with 13 seconds here, let's see if Coach Mays will just get out of the quarter and let them catch their breath, or if we're going to run one more play.
No, the clock's running. That's going to end the quarter, and they won't get a playoff here before this quarter ends, and that's going to do it from the first quarter here. So the Wildcats will switch ends of the field. It'll be first down and 10 inside the 25-yard line. But a little sign of life there. We'll talk more about the hospitality room when we come back. You're listening to Wildcat Football here on 97.5 WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
Go Wildcats! Chris Harvey with Harvey Pest Management wants to thank Baker County and all the surrounding areas for supporting our business. Also, we want to wish the Wildcats the best this coming season. For all of your pest management needs, give us a call, 904-653-7378. That's 904-653-7378. Thank you for supporting Harvey Pest Management.
And we welcome you back here to Brunswick, Georgia. Wildcats on the field after the Kanias Williams first down run a moment ago. Mekhi Mosley takes this one and runs around the right side and picks up about 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5. So the Wildcats trying to put a drive together, down 20-0 here against Glynn Academy in the second quarter. Mosley in a shotgun, going to take the snap, give it straight ahead. Wildcats inching toward the first down. Really, the big key on this drive, Jackie, is just to get some points. Need to get some points, stop the momentum of Glynn Academy, and see if we can crawl back into this ball game down 20-0 early.
Yeah, no doubt. A touchdown would be huge right here as the second quarter is underway now. And Mekhi Mosley and Kanias Williams trying to get closer and closer.
Third down play coming up. Handoff goes around the right end, and it's going to be close to the first down marker. Looks like he's right at it, and we'll see if they move the chains. They're going to say 4th down, so we're looking at maybe a yard. 4th down, maybe a yard for the first down. Wildcats will keep the offense on the field.
Oh, goodness, man. Not even going to measure.
Not even a measurement. 4th down play. Mosley in the gun, takes the snap, running to the left side, and he's cut down, but may have fallen forward for the first down. And he will. They will move the chains. I thought he was cut down initially behind the line, but then he may have fallen forward just for the first down, and the Wildcats in business now. 1st down and 10 inside the 20-yard line.
Great play there to keep this drive going, and the Wildcats are going to go fast.
Williams in the backfield. Handoff inside goes to Lewis, and it looks like Lewis is going to be inside the 10-yard line, and he's going to score. Wildcats on the board, 20-6 now. Was that Malachi or Ben?
That was Benny Lewis.
There you go.
From that running back position, has scored the only touchdown, and Lake Butler scored the first touchdown of the Wildcat season, and now the first one here tonight in Glynn Academy, and that was all set up by Mekhi Mosley, Kanias Williams, and Benny Lewis in the backfield. Great job up front by the big guys opening some holes.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. First touchdown of the regular season for the Cats. As we lost the first game to Bradford on the road, and then last week's game was canceled due to the hurricane that came through. The extra point here is going to be blocked, so it's going to be 20-6. But Benny Lewis, some positive momentum for the Wildcats. They get a big run from Kanias Williams, and the Wildcats get set up. It's 20-6 now. So if you think about it from this perspective, Glynn Academy started with the ball to start the game. Wildcats will start with the second half with the football. So, we've got an opportunity here. If we can stop, get a stop on defense against Glynn Academy, get another score, and then have the ball to start the second half, Jackie, the Wildcats might be in decent shape here.
Yeah, I just need, more than anything, the defense needed a rest there, and they got it on that drive. The offense able to move right down the field and finally put points on the scoreboard. So now let's see if this defense can come out. They played very well in the first couple minutes of that first quarter.
Some positive things in the world of Wildcat athletics. I got to tell you, I was talking to my friend John Meadows. He was over there doing some work at the Wildcat swim meet earlier today, and he said the Wildcats got a big win at the Wildcat swim meet today against Santa Fe, Hilliard, and West Nassau. So congratulations to the Wildcat swim team for that win. And now Glynn Academy is going to return the kickoff out across the 20-yard line, right around the 25s, where they're going to start. And maybe the ball came out. Flags down on the play. They're going to start there. But congratulations to all those Wildcat swimmers. And the other thing that I got notification of a moment ago, Kelly Cruz let me know that the Wildcat volleyball team is now 3-0 on the season as the Lady Wildcat volleyballers run their record to 3-0 with a win tonight. So that's exciting.
I'll tell you, John Meadows, I know you're listening back in the studio. If you want a state championship swim team, take them down there to the Boy Scout camp. Make them swim upstream for 15 or 20 minutes. We'd have the fastest swimmers in the state.
Those swim team folks are not going to be happy with you.
I'm telling you the truth. Who else can do that?
You're talking about just good old-fashioned.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I guarantee in my prime I'd give Michael Phelps a run for his money, and it's all because of the Boy Scout camp. If you can cross that thing and get to the Georgia side, you're a good swimmer.
Academy with the football coming out of their own end zone here after the penalty on the kickoff return. They're going to run it up inside, and they're going to get a few yards out near the 15-yard line here. Just a short gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. So Wildcats really need to stop here, get the ball back from Glynn Academy, see if we can turn it around and go the other way. 20-6 ball game. And, you know, Glynn Academy, they drove the football a little bit there, but we gave them one there toward the end. So it feels like at least 7 of those points are points that we gave them. But anyway, 20-6, quarterback for Glynn Academy. They're going to run it to the left side, and he's going to be cut down right around the first down marker, maybe a couple of yards short. He stays in bounds. It should be 3rd down, but they may be close enough to move the chains here. We'll check it. Yeah, they will. They'll move the chains. He's right at the spot. So 1st down and 10 for the Terrors.
No hesitation that time to move the chains, but we were inches away and couldn't get a measurement. Tim, I know these are your people, but my goodness, man, what are they doing here in Georgia?
NFL football back in action tonight, Jackie. The Chiefs and the Lions going at it, and I saw one of those updates earlier on. Pass to the right side here out of the backfield, and the Wildcats defend it well along that line of scrimmage, and he's not going to get much yardage there, as that was the backfield, number 25, I believe, Bishop coming out of the backfield for the catch. And it's only going to be a very short gain. It'll be 2nd and long. But, Jackie, I saw one of those updates come across my phone right before the game, and Travis Kelce, the guy that gets so much done for the Chiefs, not going to play tonight. He's got a knee injury. How they been holding out on that?
Yeah, I heard about that the other day. I tell you, I'm curious to see what my Jags do this Sunday, because then next week might be a
Chiefs here in Jacksonville.
Chiefs here in Jacksonville.
You going?
Yeah, I think so.
2nd down play, a little pass across the middle. Wildcats gang tackle there, and it's going to be a short gain, and it's going to bring up a big 3rd down. So the Wildcats have a chance now to get Glynn Academy off the field here after our touchdown drive a moment ago. This is a pivotal moment of the game, 3rd down and 7 for these Glynn Academy Terrors. If the Wildcats want a chance at scoring again here in the first half, got to make a stop here.
And, yeah, this Wildcat defense, they deserve this stop, Mike. They've played pretty much lights out for most of that first quarter, and now a chance here to really fight and get back in this ball game.
Big 3rd down play coming up. Schooneman, the quarterback, he's under center now. Schooneman takes the ball, going to give to the running back, going to the left side. No, a little ball fake. He's throwing the ball deep down the field. It's going to be intercepted. Wildcats all over that play, and an interception deep down the field around the 40-yard line, as we're going to come down with the football, and that's as good as a punt, Jack.
No doubt. What a great play that time. I think that was Gavin Mosley.
Number 20.
From his DB position there. Played that ball perfectly. Just a little play-action fake, and Schoonerman heaved it down here, and Mosley played it, and the Wildcat offense is going to take over from their own 41-yard line.
Well, they were hoping the Wildcats would bite on that like I bit on the running back getting the football, because I thought the running back was getting the ball, but the play fake coming back to this side, Schooneman was throwing downfield, but he didn't really have a receiver. I mean, we had 3 guys down here, and Schooneman's done a nice job managing the offense for them tonight, but on that play, he just needed to tuck that one and run it, probably. Wildcats are going to move here on 1st down, and it's going to be a false start, and it's going to be 1st down and 15. We've got the ball just around the 40-yard line, so decent enough field position to make a drive here. 20-6. Wildcats had the extra point blocked. So 20-6, the Wildcats would love a chance to get another touchdown on the board before halftime. Lewis to the left and Kanias Williams to the right. Kanias Williams gets the carry. He runs to the left side, and he's going to be tackled a gain of maybe 2 on the play.
Oh, my goodness, too. And he was 1 block away, Mike, on that cutback. Man, that offensive lineman could have got out there, just touched the linebacker. Kanias Williams got another big gain there.
2nd down, call it 14 for the Wildcats. Shout out to all the Wildcat fans listening in back at home. A lot of people may not have realized it was a Thursday night game, so hopefully by now you're all tuned in. 97.5 WFBB. You can catch us on Facebook. Handoff to the right side goes Lewis. and Lewis is going to fight his way ahead, and they blew the whistle, and he comes out of there. Man, they blew it a little quick. It'll be 3rd down and 10, but Jackie, we want to let the folks know you can drive around McClenny. You can listen in on 97.5 FM on the radio. You can listen in on Facebook. There's a YouTube link. And then there's another magic link that's out there on Facebook. I call that the mystery link. But no tune-in so far. So if you want to let your friends know that the tune-in is not working, we're trying to work that out this year. But right now it's not working. So lots of other ways to listen in, though. You've got YouTube, Facebook, and the mystery link, along with 97.5 in McClenny. Pass to the right side. Mekhi Mosley's got a catch made out there, and it's going to be just short of the first down, as he had a chance to get that first down, and now Coach Mays is going to have to make a decision. It's going to be 4th down and about 2.
Oh, goodness. I thought he was one move away there, Mike. Little great open field tackle by the Glynn Academy defender, but my goodness, I thought if he'd have cut back in right there, he had a chance.
Yeah, I thought it was a guaranteed first down. 4th down, the Wildcats aren't even thinking about it, and we move. We were trying to draw them on the hard count, and we get a receiver that comes up out of his stance here, and you're going to get a legal formation, and the Cats are going to have to punt it.
Oh, goodness, man. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, Mike. That is the most aggravating penalty for an offensive coach, because you know the play. You know what you're trying to do.
You're trying to get them.
You looked at your wristband and knew that, hey, we're going on through here. This is a hard count. My goodness.
Oh, Boatwright in the game to punt the ball away for the Wildcats. We noted a moment ago that Davion Dean, a couple of series ago, went out of the game with a left ankle. Looked like he got rolled up on, perhaps, at the end of the play. Boatwright's going to kick an end-over-end punt that's going to come down and take a Wildcat roll deep down into Glynn Academy territory to the 20-yard line. So a nice job by Boatwright getting a good punt off there, and it's 1st down and 10 for Glynn Academy from their own 20. 5:17 to go in the half. Jackie will have the Baker County Farm Bureau and Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime report coming up at the halftime break. Flag down back here at the line of scrimmage, but I'm not sure what that flag would have been. They're bringing all the players back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got?
I don't know. I just saw one Wildcat player run off the field, so we may have had 12 out there. I wasn't sure. Well, they were trying to substitute defensive players as well, but nonetheless, they're going to back it up, and Boatwright's going to get a chance to kick it again here. Boatwright
back out there, gets the snap, kicks it high, and a good little spiral kick comes out of there. Let's see if it takes a Wildcat roll. It will. As one of the Glynn Academy guys blocks a Wildcat player all the way out of bounds, almost into the stands over there. What's going on?
All right, listen, those guys want to play physical, and we've had our share of hard hits as well, but I can tell you, don't let them bully you around. You better
match it. Yeah.
You better stick your face mask into his chest next time down.
Yeah, you got to match it. If they're going to come out and play that way, you have to play back. So, I just got notification from John Meadows at the station that the tune-in is working now, Jackie. So you can let all the folks know. And I corrected Jackie. The Wildcat volleyball team is 4-0. I said 3-0. Big win against Union County, so I apologize for that. So, swim team today, the Wildcat Swimmers with a good win, and Lady Wildcat volleyball team moves to 4-0 on the season. Toss sweep to the right side for Glynn Academy coming out, and the Wildcat defense is all over it. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and long.
We ripped that ball out again, and again, they're going to call him down, but my goodness, this side judge, he's not doing us any favors over here, Mike, the side judge on Glynn Academy's sideline.
Well, and I'll repeat that we can't hear the whistle, so we don't know when that whistle's blowing, but I agree with you. It's a little bit quick. 2nd down, long, coming up for Glynn Academy. Wildcat offense over there going through some last-minute preparations in case we get a stop here. They would get a chance to get the ball back. 4 minutes to go in the half. Handoff again for Glynn Academy, and again, the Wildcat defensive front does a nice job there, does not let the ball carrier get any advanced yardage, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Defense doing the job now. Got to get the ball back before halftime.
Yeah, and I tell you, I mean, we could have shut down, Mike. When it got 20-0 there, I mean, it was already 13-0, and then we fumbled a snap to the back of or what we thought to the back of the end zone, but ended up being another touchdown. We could have folded up shop, but this Wildcat team showing a little fight in them here.
Third down and long. Third down, call it 13. Glynn Academy going to send out 3 receivers to the left side. Schooneman in the shotgun now. Schooneman takes the snap, straight drop, fires to the left side. A catch is made out across the 40-yard line, and he's going to be across the first down marker and have a first down for Glynn Academy and move the chains.
Wow. I mean, if we're for the Wildcat defenders, you got to know where the first down marker is. That's what they're shooting for, you know, and we're 3 yards past the first down marker, just sitting on him waiting to make that catch.
Glynn Academy 2-1 on the season, facing this Wildcat football team, a game that you don't normally see, but this Florida-Georgia border war situation is featuring 7 games from teams from the Florida and Georgia area. And if you'll remember, we participated in this last year also, won on a Saturday night last year up here in Brunswick against Richmond Hill. This year, the Wildcats getting asked to come back and play in this event again. Baker Sports, a big sponsor here, and it's a very very nice establishment here, beautiful stadium, the turf field. I think you said at some point in time these games may be replayed on TV and a chance to watch them, maybe.
Yeah, I heard they were filming the games and we're going to play them at a later date, so I may have the opportunity to watch it at Saturday morning at 6:30 or something on Channel 4.
PBS. Yeah. Second down, handoff for Glynn Academy, and the Wildcats are going to stop him right up around midfield. But for the Cats now, you really, and there's absolutely, I saw number 2 for Glynn Academy. It looked like he might have I wouldn't call it a punch, but he threw a hand to the face of one of the Wildcat players there, and maybe we're going to get 15 yards against Glynn Academy. What we can't afford here is a touchdown for them before halftime.
No, you don't give up points here for sure, and you're right. That was the same receiver that we had offset and unsportsmanlike penalties earlier between he and Mekhi Mosley. So and there we go, offsetting again, and that's not offsetting. You know, he's got my guy hemmed up by the collar there and then gives him a shove at the end of the play. Mekhi Mosley's not doing anything, trying to get loose.
Well, the unofficial rule there was, you know, the guy that retaliates gets the flag. You know, that's unofficial, but this official decided that both guys were the cause of that. All I saw was the Glynn Academy guy, but either way, it's offsetting, and it's going to be third down, just shy of the first down marker, 3rd down and 1. And like I said, with 2 minutes to go here in the half, clock running, you don't want to give them any more points. Schooneman, straight drop, going to fire one down the left side. Got a receiver down there, but the Wildcats, great position, and I think we've got an interception. We do. Mekhi Mosley, good coverage, makes the interception at the 25-yard line.
Great coverage by Mekhi Mosley, and we just talked about it. He and number 2 from Glynn Academy going back and forth. Number 2 caught the first touchdown of the game with Mekhi Mosley in coverage, but now Mekhi Mosley comes back with an interception, so a great play there by number 6.
Wildcats are going to get one more chance here right in front of us here going the other way. 1:50 to go in the first half. Offense back on the field. Mekhi Mosley at the quarterback position. Kanias Williams in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Mosley, ball on the ground. Mosley looking to throw it, and he's going to be under pressure and fires one out of bounds. He was out of the pocket, and that should not be grounding. It'll be second down. Mosley could not get the snap. It was on the ground, and he couldn't pick it up. Finally does. Rolls to his right, fires it out of bounds. Second down play coming up.
And I tell you, the offensive line, again, did a great job there. The ball sat on the ground for what seemed like 3 or 4 seconds. It was probably about a second and a half, but nonetheless, no Glynn Academy defenders around the ball.
What Mekhi didn't recognize right there was a big hole right in the middle of the field. He could have taken it and gone straight ahead. But he had pass play on the mind, and he was looking for that pass play. Fortunately, was able to get it out of bounds. Timeout on the field, 1:42 to go here in the half. Like I said, we've got the Baker County Farm Bureau Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show coming up. And excited about that. Jackie got a lot to talk about there. But I want to tell you a little bit about Taylor Healthcare, Jackie. Taylor Healthcare, Robbie Lancaster, right there in McClenny, offering primary care, traditional primary care services through your insurance and direct primary care memberships for an affordable monthly plan that includes discount labs and imaging, medical weight loss, hormone replacement therapy, along with aesthetic treatments, including Botox and Javos. So you want to get down there and see Robbie over there at Tailored Healthcare, right there in McClenny, right there on State Road 228, right across just before you get to the railroad tracks on the right side. And Robbie Lancaster, Tailored Healthcare, sponsor here on the Wildcat Radio Broadcast Football Network, as we bring you all the action 2023 Baker County Wildcat football. Wildcats getting set here on second down. Second down, 1 minute and 42 seconds before halftime. We trail 20-6 against Glynn Academy. Mosley in the shotgun. Good snap this time. They run a little screen play to the middle of the field. Caught there and going to be taken out across the 30-yard line to around the 35. It'll bring up third down and short.
Third and short, under 90 seconds here to go in this first half. You'd like to see a little urgency here. If we can pick up this first down, try to get some more points before halftime.
Looked like Nick Williams on the catch that time. Just a little drag route across the middle, trying to find some space against this Glynn Academy defense. Third down play. Mosley keeps it himself, fakes the handoff, runs right up the middle, going to have a first down and more. Makai Mosley still on his feet across midfield. Makai Mosley to the 35. Mosley down inside the 30, down inside the 25-yard line, and the Wildcats now a huge first down, still a minute on this clock, and set up first and 10 from the 25 of Glynn Academy.
What a great play that time by Makai Mosley. Just a little read option there, and they were keying on Kanias Williams after a couple big runs he's had. Mosley keeps able to make some guys miss, and now the Wildcats in business here with a minute left to go.
Oh, a touchdown on this drive would be huge. Wildcats get the ball to start the second half, and they trail by 2 touchdowns right now. Mosley in the shotgun, 1 minute exactly on the clock before halftime. Mosley takes the snap, looks to throw, fires one down toward the end zone, looking for his receiver. He was looking for a flag, nothing doing over there. It'll be incomplete. It'll be second down.
Yeah, good coverage that time by Glynn Academy defender. Makai Mosley just threw it up, hoping his receiver could make a play. Wasn't able to get inside. But you said it, Mike. 55 seconds left here. Wildcats trailing 20-6. What a touchdown would do for you right here, and your morale going into the locker room.
Yeah, for everything that's gone against the Wildcats in this game, they could be just one score out if they could punch it in here. Second down play, receiver coming out of the backfield, and Makai Mosley floats it over there. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. It's going to be third down.
Oh, man, he was open. That one, Makai Mosley puts a little too much air under that football. He had Benny Lewis coming out of the backfield there, and he had him for a second, but that's one he wishes he had back. You got to throw that one on a line there, and Benny Lewis may score as he was uncovered, but the ball just stayed in the air for so long. The Glynn Academy defender was able to get there.
Still time here in the first half, 48 seconds on the clock with that incompletion. Makai Mosley trying to get the guys set. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 receivers right. 5 receivers set. Mosley, straight drop, fires one underneath. Catch is made inside the 10, and going down, it's going to be first and goal inside the 10-yard line for the Wildcats. A catch is made there. We'll have to check the receiver, but a nice play by Makai Mosley and a catch made by number 33.
Connor Bearden.
Connor Bearden on the catch. First down and goal. Wildcats run it straight up the middle on this Glynn Academy defense. Going to be stopped inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and goal, and they'll have to use another timeout here to stop the clock with 33 seconds to go.
33 seconds, but what a great job. Makai Mosley buying himself some time there. Connor Bearden just kept working the route. Makai Mosley throws a great ball, and Connor Bearden stands in there in the middle of that field running one of those slants. Mike, a lot of times you see those guys get gator arms hearing those linebackers coming down, but Connor Bearden makes the catch and gets upfield. What a huge play to keep the drive going. And, again, looking to put points on the scoreboard before halftime.
Did you say gator arms?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at halftime.
I don't want to.
I've got some words of wisdom for you, and they're not good. Good news for some other teams around the area, though, and I'll tell you, Bulldogs looking good again, and I know we've got some rabid Bulldog fans listening in to the Wildcat broadcast along the way. Georgia in good shape. Florida State had a big win last week against the LSU Tigers. So both of those fan bases really happy, Jackie, while our Gator fans looking for some answers. Second down play, Mosley dropped the snap. They dropped the snap. They couldn't get the snap together, and it's going to be third down. The Wildcats were fortunate to fall on it, so it's going to be third and goal with the clock running, 21 seconds and counting. Got to hurry here, only 18 and counting. Now Mosley takes the snap, rolls to his right, trying to make something happen. He's going to be tackled in the backfield, and that's going to be fourth down play coming up. Fourth down play coming up now with 6 seconds, 5, 4. The Wildcats are going to have to hurry and snap it. You cannot, on fourth down, you're not going to be able to spike it. So the Wildcats are going to end the half, unfortunately, inside the 10-yard line and go to the locker room with no points here. A brilliant chance, a great opportunity wasted for the Cats here, as we had a chance to cut this to a one-score game before the half, but it's going to be 20-6 as the Wildcats head to the locker room.
Yeah, great effort there, Mike. I mean, like I said, we had the chance to really just pack it in and go to the locker room early. This thing was getting out of hand quickly, but this Wildcat team continues to fight. A couple guys stepping up here and doing some good things there in the second quarter, and a great opportunity at the end of the second quarter there to really put points on the board and go into the locker room. But unfortunately, we come up a little short, but very exciting to watch this offense tonight, able to get some things going.
Wildcats will get the ball to start the second half, trail 20-6 as we head to the halftime break. We'll have the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report along with our Oscar Gray Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime report coming up for you in just a moment. But we're going to take about a 5-minute break here on the Wildcat Radio Network, and we'll be back. You're listening to Wildcat Football from Brunswick, Georgia on 97.5 WFBB.
Pereira Funeral Services asks, how do you want to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as somebody who treated people with love and respect.
I'd like to be remembered as someone who made other people feel important.
I would like to be remembered as a loving husband and father.
I want to be remembered as the Sunshine Gal, who was a compassionate listener with unconditional love.
How would you like to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody who made a difference in this world.
Baker High Football is brought to you by Ferreira Funeral Services, 259-5700.
Hey Baker County, it's Sheriff Scotty Roden here, wishing our football team a safe and exciting Wildcat football season. As a 1989 Wildcat football player, I know for sure that once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And we all know there's nothing better than Friday Night Lights at Memorial Stadium. Please join the Baker County Sheriff's Office as we all scream, "Go Wildcats!"
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Hi, this is Larry Berkins of Berkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Berkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Berkins at Berkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BerkinsChevy.com.
Since 1967, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has had the goal to acquire customers and maintain their complete satisfaction throughout the business relationship. Located in McClenny with almost 60 years of serving the McClenny area, excellence has been their hallmark. Did you know that now Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning also carries Amana products? Amana has been known since 1934 as having some of the most reliable and dependable heating and air conditioning systems in the business. If you're struggling with who to call for your air conditioning service, give them a call. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546. That's 259-6546.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Go Wildcats! Chris Harvey with Harvey Pest Management wants to thank Baker County and all the surrounding areas for supporting our business. Also, we want to wish the Wildcats the best this coming season. For all of your pest management needs, give us a call, 904-653-7378. That's 904-653-7378. Thank you for supporting Harvey Pest Management.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glynn Baptist Church in Glynn, St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glennbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glynn, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
And we welcome you back here to Brunswick, Georgia, site of tonight's Florida-Georgia border war event. The Wildcats of Baker County on the field doing battle with the Glynn Academy Terrors from right here in Brunswick, Georgia. Wildcats traveling here to be a part of this Florida-Georgia border wars for the second year in a row. Last year, we mentioned the Wildcats played against Richmond Hill up here and got a big win. Wildcats are going to need to come from behind in order to get the win tonight. 20-6, they trail at the half here as we welcome you back into the Baker County Farm Bureau and Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime report. Some stats for you just from the first half, and this will probably make you even madder, Jackie, that we didn't get the ball in the end zone. But on the ground tonight, 83 yards for Glynn Academy. On the ground for the Wildcats, 152 yards. Glynn Academy, 79 yards through the air. The Wildcats have 30 yards through the air. So if you just look at total yardage, Wildcats outgaining by 20 yards against Glynn Academy. So you have to think, if you can punch the ball in there toward the end of the half to make it a one-score game, a lot of things ahead of you with getting the ball to start the second half. But the Cats can still do the same thing. They can cut it to one score, getting the ball to start the second half. What do you got to do if you're this Wildcat football team?
You know, the offense showed a lot of promise there late in the first quarter and really through the whole second quarter, Mike. Kanice Williams was kind of an exploding factor. Welcome him back into this 23 season, and man, was he in rare form as he came back and opened up with a couple huge runs, which allowed Mekhi Mosley to get open and do some things at the quarterback position, had some good runs himself. You just got to keep playing, Mike. Again, I mean, the team, both sides of the football, I want to say it again because I'd be lying if I said when it got to 20-0 there in the first quarter that the wind didn't come out of my sails a little bit and think this might be a rout. But that team, they stayed the course and they kept their nose on the grindstone there and got after it a little bit. So I feel like if we come out in the second half and we can punch it in this first drive of the second half, I think you got a brand new ball game.
And the opportunities there, I tell you, so many things. And we talked about this on the drive up. You know, we had a good opportunity. Jack Baker from Baker County Farm Bureau, he hosted us tonight, drove us up here to Brunswick. And we were talking about this very thing, Jackie. In a football game, there are moments in a game where one or two things can really change the way the outcome goes. And from that moment forward, you know, it really kind of sets the tone for what happens the rest of the ball game. And the Wildcats not scoring there for halftime, we've got to not let that come back and haunt us as one of those moments and do something with the ball here to start the second half.
Well, that, and we talked about it, and we said we weren't going to get into it a whole lot, but you saw the Florida Gators return a punt the other day and get a penalty and give the ball back to Utah, and they went down and scored a touchdown. That's a difference maker in the ball game, and twice tonight this Wildcat defense had a chance to get off the field. We roughed the punter one time, and then there was one more where we should have got off the field and gave them a 15-yard penalty for another first down and kept the drive alive. Those are plays, and they went down and scored. Glynn Academy went down and scored. Those are drives where you want to get the ball and for no other reason get your defense off the field and let them catch their breath. But the way this offense is moving the ball, this could have easily been a 20-6 game the Wildcats' way.
Yeah. Now, you see those examples. Wildcats really needed a score there before the half. We will get the ball to start the second half. Good news for the Cats there. Need to go down and make it a one-score game as soon as possible. Defense playing well. You heard it, only 160 yards total for Glynn Academy in the first half. So the Wildcats have a good opportunity here with the way their defense is playing to keep them in the ball game. But right now, 20-6, down 2 scores. Leading ball carrier for the Wildcats, you said it, Kanias Williams makes his return. He's got 6 carries tonight, 85 yards. So Kanias Williams just a couple of runs away from a 100-yard night tonight. We'd like to see those on the first possession of the second half. Wildcats, 20-6, they trail as we're here in the halftime break. Baker County Farm Bureau, Justin Webb, Jack Baker down there, 259-6332. All your insurance needs, give them a call. Also, Oscar Gray, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. Hometown proud, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. Been doing business for well over 60 years in the McClenny area. Give them a call if you need any HVAC, electrical needs. Oscar Gray, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. Jackie, those moments in a football game, I look back at the games. We saw a bunch of action this opening weekend of college football this past week. One of those games I was talking to you about on the way up here that really was indicative of exactly what we're talking about. You know, I watched that Duke and Clemson game the other night. Duke with a monster win for their football program to start the year against Clemson, but same situation. You know, Clemson had a couple of opportunities, trailing by 6 points in that game, down inside the 10-yard line of Duke, and they fumbled away opportunities. And before you know it, you turn around and you're down 21-7 in a ball game, and Clemson could never come back from that. But same situation. If they're able to punch one or two of those in, maybe a different outcome as Clemson probably takes control of the ball game. They never could. And that allowed Duke to walk away with the win. Kind of the same situation here. You don't want to let those opportunities get away and then not have the chance. So the Wildcats, getting the ball to start the second half, will need to do something and try to close this score, 20-6 right now. But, Jackie, I talked about it the opening weekend of college football. What were some thoughts from you as you watch some of those teams out there on what you're going to be looking for as the season unfolds here?
Oh, my goodness. I was telling a couple of the guys earlier as we got up here and we all got settled in, and a host of Baker County fans here tonight, so we were all mingling over some popcorn and some Sprite, and told them, I said, you know, I had a FSU fan. He's chirping in my ear the whole time about how great they are. And I said, well, okay, Georgia, back-to-back national titles. You guys have been down for so long, man. One game, so everybody's either way up here after one game or way down here.
That's right.
Now, I can tell you, as a Florida Gator fan, I'm not way up here after that performance I saw against Utah. But we saw Georgia struggle for the first half of their game against Southeastern Nova University Community College.
Anderson, wasn't it?
So there's no telling what's going to happen there. And that performance we saw down in Orlando by the FSU Seminoles. As bad as I hate to say it, Mike, FSU may be ready to take the throne from Georgia and get back atop the college football world.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I mean, let's pump the brakes a little bit. They got a win against LSU last year. They beat LSU again this year. I'm more looking at that as how inept Brian Kelly is and that LSU football team at starting openers. But you're right, FSU does look good. I'm not ready to say that they're going to be in the college football playoff or anything just yet. But
I got paid to say that.
Yeah, we'll pump the brakes on that just a little bit. But I will tell you, the only thing that I'll say about the Florida game, I guess the most disappointing thing for me, Jackie, is the fact that you got 8 months. You got 8 months to get your team ready. You got 8 months to get a game plan ready. You've got all these things that, all this time, and all these guys are ready to go. And out of all the teams that I watched, and you didn't get as drastic as I did on this, but out of all the teams that I watched, in action the first week, probably one of the least prepared and I guess poorly coached efforts that I saw from the year came from that Gator football team. And I think that's the most disappointing thing for me. If you lose a football game on the field, you lose a football game on the field. That's the way it is. But if you have situations where people have to question your coaching, where people have to question your play calling, where people question, the discipline from your football team, those are things that you would hope that as you head into a football season that you don't have to worry about so much. But I tell you, that's the disappointing part for me as a Gator fan, and that's something that's correctable. And their team has players on the field that can play with other players. You saw that, but it's not a great state that the Gator program's in right now. They're going to have a lot of work ahead of them, and a tough road to hoe, so to speak, this year, as they have a tough schedule ahead of them. And what you worry about for a team like Florida is keeping positive momentum with a new coach and keeping positive momentum with recruiting classes coming in, and those are things that you worry about.
Well, and listen, I'll be honest with you, I think you hit the nail on the head there with positive momentum, but if you go back and you look at that game, and we've talked about this all night, if you look at little things within the ball game that really could have swung some things.
Oh, yeah.
There was a couple of times Florida had a 3rd and 1 situation in the red zone that we false started, turned it into 3rd and 6, and we didn't convert. Had an opportunity to get the ball back, got a penalty on 4th down, giving the ball back. Threw an interception in the red zone one time. So there's things there, Mike, and I'm with you. Listen, there were things that happened that I was appalled by as I watched that game, and there were also things that I looked at and I said, you take a team that's full of these underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores, starting all over the field. When you don't pick up that 3rd and 1 and you don't score there, the ability to keep those guys, the momentum in their head to keep going and keep wanting to fight and win the ball game kind of slips away from you a little bit, in a hostile environment across the country like Utah. So, I'm with you. I thought there were things Billy Napier did that I just couldn't understand and couldn't believe, but I did see a glimmer of hope there, and I hope those guys get it turned around here in the next coming weeks, the next big test. Which, we hadn't won a game, so McNeese State may be the next big test. But you'd like to think that it's Tennessee. If you go out and you correct all those things against McNeese State in your home opener, and then hopefully you can have something for Tennessee in week 3.
Yeah, you got to look for some signs of life, and hopefully with a lesser opponent this week, maybe they can at least show some positive momentum. I'm not 100% sold. But looking ahead to this week, Jackie, a couple of big games that kind of stand out. Not a ton of big games on the docket for this week, but, Jackie, a very interesting game for me that I want to get your perspective on. Texas A&M traveling on the road this week to take on Miami and the Hurricanes. Texas A&M listed as a favorite in the game, but that game, Texas A&M going on the road to take on Miami. What do you think?
They got to get something happening in Texas A&M. They brought Jimbo Fisher in. They paid him this astronomical contract that he was the next savior, that he was the Nick Saban of college football, and what he's done. And he hasn't done it. He hasn't lived up to the hype over there at Texas A&M. So if he wants to hang around and keep getting a little bit of that oil money he better figure out a way to win a ball game. Miami, they've been reeling. I don't know what's happened to Miami down there at the U. Got to figure it out. Got Cristobal back down there. Maybe he's trying to turn it around. I don't know.
They're looking for it. They're saying, this would be a big win for Miami if they could pull it off against the Aggies. The big game that everybody's looking forward to is Saturday night at Alabama, Texas. The Longhorns, future SEC team, going to roll in there and try to knock off the Tide. Do the Longhorns have any chance?
Not yet. They're going to have to figure out the physicality and speed of the SEC, Nick Saban's team, whether they win the national championship or not. Those guys are ready to play year in and year out. I don't think Texas is quite ready.
Texas not quite ready, says Jackie. Well, what do you think? Opening week, NFL season. The Jaguars going to get on the field this week, Jackie, and take it on the road against the Colts. I think at one time, and I'm not sure the exact number, but I'm sure at one time the Colts had won 9 in a row at Indianapolis. So can the Jaguars go on the road against Anthony Richardson, those Indianapolis Colts, and get a win?
Listen, the Jags is what I'm holding all my faith in football season in this year, baby. Super Bowl or bust, man. Those guys played fantastic last season. You got to hope that Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson can keep the ball rolling. Added Calvin Ridley in there, so it gives him a true number one go-to target on the football field. I think they're ready, Mike.
Monday Night Football coming up this week. Monday Night Football is going to feature Buffalo and the Bills taking on the Jets on the road. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, what do you got?
Aaron Rodgers cannot save the Jets, man. They just don't have it. Buffalo Bills been playing too good for the last few seasons. Josh Allen is trying to get out of the shadow of Patrick Mahomes in that AFC, so I think he's going to go out and try to prove a point against that veteran quarterback on the other side. Give me the Bills.
I hear you. Jamie Rogers, our buddy, he's 2-0 with the Bradford Tornadoes, and he's a big Jets fan, Jets. So I don't know. I kind of like Aaron Rodgers. I want to see some things out of that Jets football team this year, although they're not my team, they're not your team, but I like watching Aaron Rodgers.
I mean,
it may be the last year to watch him.
Here's the thing, about Coach Rodgers over there, man. He's never been good at being a fan of a team. He's a Jets, a Seminoles, and a Tornado fan, man. That combination right there throws you out of fandom.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be fun to watch. The NFL getting back in action tonight. The Chiefs and the Lions, we might be able to catch the end of that on the way out of here. But, Jackie, the one big looming question I have for you, if I asked you who the 6 teams were in the National League who, if the season ended today, were in the playoffs, could you tell me?
No, I can tell you the one that's at the top, and that's the Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves are leading their division. They are one of the 6 teams that are in. The focus for me, though, is on that wild card race. Right now, the Phillies lead the wild card race. They're sitting atop the wild card standings. But the other 2 teams that would be in from the wild card perspective, if you had to look at it today, Jackie, would be the Chicago Cubs, if you can believe it. They're sitting in the 2nd wild card spot, and the Miami Marlins.
Wow.
The Miami Marlins are sitting in the 3rd wild card spot in the National League. So watch that wild card race over the next 2 weeks. It's going to be fun. We've got 7 games between the Braves and the Phillies here to close out the season. So the Phillies have got some work ahead of them if they're going to get into the playoffs. But right now, they sit in that 1st wild card spot. So I'm going to tell you, Major League Baseball playoffs, exciting for me. Exciting time of year, Jackie. NFL starting this week, college football moving into week 2 or week 3 for some of those teams that played an early game. So high school football kicking off next week. Will be at Baldwin next week for a district contest for this Wildcat football team. So a lot of action going on, and exciting time of year for sports fans.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Football's back. You went through that little lull there of late July, mid-July, kind of into August, where not a whole lot of things were happening. But now it's back in full swing. Playoff baseball, starting football almost every day of the week. Exciting time of year.
Thanks for listening in to the Baker County Farm Bureau and Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning halftime show. We're about to get it started here from the second half. The Wildcats on the field will receive the kick to start the second half, trailing 20-6 against the Glynn Academy Terrors. this is not a game that counts in any district standing. It's just a pride matchup, so to speak, in this Florida-Georgia border wars. And we were hosted here by Josh Baker and George Gerardo from Baker Sports, and they put on along with other sponsors, they put on an outstanding event here. There will be 7 games between Florida and Georgia teams throughout the weekend. And we saw one as we got here earlier on today. University Christian got a big win against Charlton County. So University Christian started Florida off 1-0. The Wildcats will need to come from behind to get it 2-0.
Yep, and got a chance here. Let's see what this offense could do. A little pooch kick by Glynn Academy there. Fair caught by Hudson Register out there, your nephew, Mike. Getting it done.
Number 21, Hudson Register, my nephew. He has played a good game over there at Bradford to start the season off. And we'll see this Wildcat football team from right at the 37-yard line. Mekhi Mosley still in there, a quarterback for the Cats. Kanias Williams in the backfield. 4 receivers set, 2 left and 2 right, as Mosley in the shotgun. Here we go. First down play. Mosley's going to hand it off to Williams, and Williams going to run it left side. Short gain for the Cats to start the second half, but the second half underway. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the second quarter there, Mike, leading up to halftime, and at the halftime break, Wildcats need to go down and score right here and make a statement. You talk about things that can swing the momentum in a game. Well, they could do it right here with a good drive.
Just underway, second half. Mekhi Mosley in the gun, going to take the snap, fire to the right side, looking for a receiver over here. The pass just slightly underthrown, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8 quickly here for this Wildcat team. Going to need to find a spark here, get a first down, 3rd down and 8.
Oh, man, and those are the ones that you got to have right there. Felt like the receiver had some room on this right side. Mekhi Mosley just a little bit higher there, and we get positive yardage.
3rd down play. 3rd down. Mosley takes the snap, rolling to his right, looking downfield, fires the ball out there to the right side, going to be broken up. Glynn County defender got his hand up, caused that pass to be incomplete. It's going to be 4th down.
What you didn't want to see happen there, Mike. 3 and out to start the 3rd quarter here.
Now the Wildcats ended the first half inside the 10-yard line on downs against Glynn. Glynn County had a chance to punch it in there to make it a 1-score game. Got the ball here to start the second half, hoping for a big drive, but turned away and have to punt it away. Brock Boatwright gets his foot into it. It's going to take a Wildcat roll. Picked up by Glynn Academy coming up the sideline over there around the 35-yard line, and they'll start 1st down and 10 against this Wildcat defense.
This Wildcat defense is going to have their work cut out for them to start the 3rd quarter here. Played very well in the 1st quarter. You read the stats. I mean, when it looked like Glynn Academy, looked like they moved the ball kind of at will there for a little while, but then this Wildcat defense really stepped up and started putting it to them, realized the speed of this Glynn Academy team, and adjusted accordingly. Made some really good plays out there.
Glynn Academy, Glynn, not to be confused with Glenn Baptist Church, Glen. Thanks again to Pastor Chaz Rowland and John Meadows for keeping Wildcat football on the air here on 97.5 FM. Handoff to start the second half for Glynn Academy, running right behind the right tackle, and not a lot of room there as the Wildcat defense converges on the ball carrier. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
No, that time it looked like Phillip Jackson again from that defensive end spot was able just to swallow the running back up. So it's Wildcat defense trying to get it done out there, trying to hold on, man. We just need a little something, Mike. Another turnover would be huge right here on this drive.
Wildcats settle in on defense. 10:45 to go. Just underway, second half. Glynn Academy a 20-6 lead. Face a 2nd down and 10. Schooneman, the quarterback, he's under center, going to hand it off on a jet sweep coming around the left side, and the Wildcats, a good tackle made right along the scrimmage line there, and it's going to be a gain of maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Glynn Academy Terrors.
And again, nothing fancy. I mean, just trying to get outside this Wildcat defense, and we talked about it, had some success in that first half doing that, but since then, the Wildcat defense, Cale Cruz, Tucker Thrift, Case Foster, a couple of those outside linebackers really setting the edge well from the 2nd quarter on.
3rd down and 10. Schooneman, the quarterback. He's going to split out one receiver to the right, one to the left in the shotgun. Straight drop, fires it out to the right side, catch is made, and a tackle right away, knocks the ball out from the receiver, an incompletion. Nice play by the Wildcats, and they're going to force a punt.
Great play that time by Mekhi Mosley out there going from quarterback to cornerback, and again on the big, tall receiver, number 2 for Glynn Academy, and plays that ball perfectly. Jumped the route, thought he was going to intercept that pass, but knocks it away, and the Wildcats are going to get the ball back.
Yeah, Mekhi Mosley, the playmaker on the field right now for the Wildcats, he's going to have to go both ways here, really dig deep and do some things on the offensive side. He's back to return the punt now as well. A high punt that's going to roll to the right side of the field over there and go out of bounds along the near sideline. A good job, the Wildcats. I don't think they got a piece of it, but they forced the punter with the rush to kick it a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and he kind of booted it off the side of his foot out to the right side, and the Cats are going to have great field position.
Yeah, shanked that one there. So the Wildcats are going to start at the Glynn Academy 40-yard line here. And listen, if you were to go down on this drive, it would be similar. I mean, no time's run off the clock here. Yep, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Both teams electing to throw some incomplete passes on their drive. So if you can put points on the scoreboard on this drive, you're right where we talked about we wanted to be.
Well, you got to take advantage. First down, Mekhi Mosley in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Mosley takes the snap, going to give it off to the right side, and a carry is going to be Lewis over to the right side. Lewis breaking tacklers inside the 20, carrying tacklers with him all the way down near the 10-yard line, and a good run on first down by Benny Lewis as he just took a misdirection play and carried tacklers with him all the way down inside the 15. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats around the 12-yard line.
Let me tell you what just happened there. Glynn Academy had 2 defenders that had Benny Lewis wrapped up, and he was able to escape. And, my goodness, he was a block away from scoring that, but toting tacklers down to the 10-yard line.
From there, here we go. Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap, going to give it off inside. Wildcats trying to find some room against the interior of that Glynn Academy defense. A short gain, going to be second down.
Short gain that time, but my goodness, again, what a play by Benny Lewis to get us down there. And the Wildcats trying to wear down this Glynn Academy defense a little bit as they try to hurry up to the line. Mekhi Mosley trying to get the call.
Second down play. Wildcats in position to cut this to a one-score game. Second down play. Mosley calls for the snap. Handoff on the inside, and it's going to be Lewis again. Lewis fighting his way inside the 10-yard line, close to the 6-yard line, going to be just a couple of yards short of that first down marker, but so important here, probably 4-down territory for these Wildcats to get that first down inside the 5 and make this a first-and-goal situation. They're going to need about 3 on third down.
And Benny Lewis is a man that is not going to go down on first contact again, making guys miss out there.
Third down play coming up. Let's call it 3rd and 3. They need to get inside the 5 for a first down. Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap. Going to keep it. No, going to give it off to the right side. Carry is going to be into the end zone, and that's a touchdown. The Wildcats go right side, and touchdown. The Wildcats have cut this to a one-score game pending the outcome of the extra point here.
And again, Benny Lewis, I mean, Mike, they've got him in the backfield. Every single defender has touched Benny Lewis in the backfield, and he will just not be denied as he goes into the end zone for the second score of the game.
Something you don't want to see, another Wildcat player shaken up after that play. We've had our share of injuries here tonight, so let's check on the player. But the Wildcats, a big extra point upcoming. They've made this a 20-12 game. 7:50 to go, and like you said, we didn't get it on the first drive of the second half, but a big defensive stop by our defense gets us the ball back. We get great field position after they shank the punt, and then, like you said, Benny Lewis, a man among boys on that drive, as Benny Lewis pretty much carried that entire drive by himself and got the Wildcats the touchdown from 8 yards out. And Wildcats checking on the injury down there. Looked like one of those linemen for the Cats.
Yeah, we can't afford to lose one of those guys, man. We are slim up front already.
Brock Boatwright's the guy that does the kicking for the Cats. Cats are down by 8 right now. The extra point would make it a 7-point ball game. Right now it's a one-possession game with the two-point conversions. a factor, but we really would like to see this extra point split the uprights and make it a 7-point game. 20-12, Wildcat special teams on the field. Boatwright, number 10, he's out there waiting the snap. The snap is back, the placement down, and the kick is going to be blocked again. No chance. The snap was kind of mishandled right there at the point of attack, and a flag down near the kicker here, and let's see what the flag is going to be. The White Hat threw that flag in kind of late there, and depending on the outcome, the Wildcats were unsuccessful on the extra point kick, but
we might need to start going for two.
Yeah, I tell you.
And it's no fault of Brock Boatwright. We just cannot get the snap.
They're going to get a running into the kicker. Declined. I'm not sure exactly what that was about, but Wildcats will kick it off. Either way, we're down 8.
I wonder if it was tripping.
Maybe
the tripping call.
Not sure, but it's a penalty that is called, and it looked like he pointed the way of Glynn Academy and then called it a decline situation. So either way, it's an 8-point deficit now for the Cats, but a one-possession game, and like you said, we might have to go for two. Well, we will if we want to tie the game. So assuming the Wildcats can get another score and maybe tie this thing up with a 2-point conversion. But a good touchdown there. The Wildcats answer back. It's 20-12. And now we will kick it away to the Glynn Academy Terrors and see if our defense can continue that outstanding play that they had in the first series here of the second half. Boatwright has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Boatwright approaches the ball, kicks it down the left sideline. It's going to hit over there and go out of bounds. So an out-of-bounds play will bring it back to the 35-yard line, I believe, and that's where they'll have it 1st down and 10 to start the drive. 20-12, 7:51, plenty of time in this ball game as the Wildcats have gotten back into a game that they, like you said earlier, could have just given up when they were down big, and now just a one-possession game.
One-possession game with 4 minutes and 9 seconds taken off the clock here in the third quarter, Mike. The defense comes out and gets another big stop. I mean, this Wildcat team, they're playing very well right now, and this offense is finally clicking and gelling and figuring out the things that they want to do.
1st down play coming up for Glynn Academy, starting at the 35-yard line. Schooneman, the quarterback, he's under center. Splits one receiver, sends him in motion. Handoff straight up the middle. They got a hole, big hole coming across the middle, and the Glynn Academy running back is going to be all the way inside of Wildcat territory down to the 42-yard line. A good carry on 1st down there. So Glynn Academy trying to answer back the Wildcat touchdown. 1st down and 10 from the 42.
Oh, man, they've gashed us on the outside, and they looked like they were going to run another jet sweep out there and just handed it to the running back right up the gut there, Mike, and he picks up huge yardage on 1st down.
Glynn Academy in all red. They've got the red pants, red jerseys, trimmed in white numerals with the white helmets. Quarterback under center again. They don't do a lot of shotgun here. They're going to run it straight ahead. And the running back this time going to be corralled before he can get to the 40-yard line. So only a gain of 1 yard on the play, 2nd down and 9.
Great job that time again. Tucker Thrift over there, Cale Cruz, a couple of those guys just grinding on that defensive front, Mike.
Yeah, you need a stop. Now we watched their kicker before the game, so if they get inside the 40-yard line, you would think that they would be in position, or maybe inside the 35-yard line, in position to try a field goal. But right now, 2nd down. 2nd down, Schooneman throws it out to the left side. He throws it over the head of the receiver. No chance to make that play as he was looking for number 25 out here, Ty Chisholm, his sophomore receiver that he was looking at in the first half a lot. He carried the ball in the first half several times, but this time the pass just over his head. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Oh, what a stop would mean right here, Mike. 3rd and 10 after a big play into Wildcat territory. You called it. I mean, their kicker, they've got a good one now. Set up at about the 42-yard line here. I don't know if that's within his range or not, but I'd like to get a stop just to make sure.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him try a 60-yarder in pregame, but they might be in 4-down territory here. 3rd down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Schooneman, straight drop. He's under pressure. He's going to have to throw. Wildcats almost get a big interception there as he threw it underneath, and I think Chestnut had his hands on it, but either way, it's an incompletion, and it'll be 4th down.
Oh, man, great pressure by that defensive front of the Wildcats. Forced him out of the pocket there and set Chestnut right underneath. Man, I thought he was going to come up with that one, Mike, and it would have been a big one.
So the danger here, they can either punt it away, try to pin you deep. You don't want to get pinned inside the 10-yard line here. But they will punt it away. 4th down and 10 from the 42-yard line. We've got a return man. That's Mekhi Mosley, Mr. Everything tonight. He stands at his own 10-yard line. The punter stands back around midfield, gets a high one, a high end-over-end kick that's coming down around the 10, and it's going to be downed right around the 8-yard line by the Glynn Academy Terrors. So the Wildcats will start inside the 10, but the most important thing, we get a stop and a 20-12 game. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
First down play, Mekhi Mosley is going to hand the ball off to Kanias Williams. We're looking for some room here, starting inside the 10-yard line, pick up a couple of yards out across the 10. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Wildcats would love to get a first down and then maybe be able to open things up here, getting out from the shadow of their own end zone, so to speak. Trailing 20-12, 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the third quarter here from Brunswick, Georgia. Out of tonight's Florida-Georgia Border Wars second annual event. Wildcats invited to participate in this again. 2nd down and 8. Mosley takes the snap, rolling to his right. He's under some pressure, fires it. He's got a receiver, and a catch is made. That's Malachi Lewis on the catch, and he catches it out across the 25-yard line, and that'll be a first down, and most importantly, get the Wildcats out of the end zone here and get some room.
What a great job that time, Mekhi Mosley just rolling out to his right, and Malachi Lewis, similar play to what they tried to run earlier. That time, Malachi just kind of sat in the pocket there in the zone coverage and was able to get a first down.
First down play now for the Wildcats, trailing by 8, but a big first down to get the ball out across the 25 and kind of change field position somewhat. Kanias Williams in the backfield with Mosley. Mosley's going to run the option that way, fake it to Williams and keep it himself and pick up a few yards out across the 28-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, 3-yard gain that time, and really nothing fancy there, just a little speed option with he and Kanias Williams. And Mosley able to take that first step, plant it in the ground there, and pick up yardage on first down.
Wildcats put 3 receivers to the right side this time, 1 receiver to the left side. That's Connor Bearden. Kanias Williams in the backfield. Benny Lewis not on the field for this possession. 2nd down play. Mosley fakes the handoff, and he's got some room. Mosley cuts it back, runs it back to the right side, gets across the 35-yard line. Had a little bit of a crease there, but he is going to run and get the first down, move the chain. So the Wildcats a couple of big first downs here to start this drive.
Yeah, I tell you, I got a little frustrated that time because we had 2 pulling linemen who didn't touch anybody. Guys, get out there and lead block for him. He may score on that play. There was one guy in between him and the end zone, and neither lineman touched him.
The Glynn Academy defense keying on number 5, Kanias Williams, and Mekhi Mosley. A good play fake at the line of scrimmage. Gets the first down. 1st down and 10. Man in motion, ball on the ground. Mosley picks it up. He's going to have to scramble out of there. And Mosley trying to make something happen. He does, out across the 40-yard line. Call it the 42 or so. They're going to say he was down. The ball came out. But a good job of improvising right there by Mekhi Mosley. Again, a low snap, had to go down to the ground and pick it up, and he picks up 6 yards.
That's frustrating. That's happened a lot tonight. just errant snaps out there. That time, like you said, though, Mekhi Mosley doing a good job. That play should have been a loss of yards, and Mekhi Mosley able to pick up 7.
Second down play, Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives this time up the middle, straight ahead, a good run, close to the first down marker. That's number 7 on the carry for the Wildcats. We haven't called his name a lot tonight. That's Jalen Wilcox, and Wilcox is going to pick up 3, and it's going to be third down and about a half a yard.
Oh, you got to convert right here, Mike.
Wilcox and Williams in the backfield with Mosley. Third down play. Handoff is to Kanias Williams, and Kanias Williams is going to move the chains, and the Wildcats now 3 straight first downs after getting backed up inside their 10-yard line to start this possession. It's going to be first down and 10 out near midfield.
First and 10, and that time, my goodness, a shoelace tackle on Kanias Williams, or there was a lot of green in the middle of that field.
Kanias Williams, like you said earlier, first game back, doing a nice job. Close to the 100-yard mark on the night for Williams. First down play now, Mekhi Mosley with the snap. Bobbles it, loses it, it's on the ground, and Mekhi Mosley unable to corral it, and Glynn Academy is going to come in and get a turnover here against the Wildcats as the snap was in his hands, and he bobbled the snap, just unable to put his hands around it. The ball goes to the ground, and the Wildcats, unfortunately, going to turn it over here.
Ah, goodness. I mean, it drove from the shadows of our own goalpost there, had a promising drive going, and don't even reach the 50-yard line before we fumbled a snap. We're going to give it back to Glynn Academy. And, again, we've preached on it all night, Mike. Little things in the ball game like that can change the outcome.
Tough spot now for this Wildcat defense. Glynn Academy going to get good field position to start their drive. They're going to run the ball straight ahead. Hudson Register met the ball carrier in the hole, and the Wildcat defense converges and pushes him back. Again, the defense doing a great job. Second down now, second down and 10. No gain on the play.
Great job that time by that Wildcat defense. You called it, Hudson Register. My goodness, I mean, what a specimen that dude is as a sophomore down there. When he fills the hole or hits that lead blocker, they know he's there.
Big kid, just a sophomore, number 21. He's out there in the linebacker setup now. You've got Seth Chestnut and Kel Cruz along that linebacker front for the Cats. Second down, they hand the ball off to the inside, and the Wildcats cut down the ball carrier, a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards. That was number 3 on the carry, Willie Butler. He hasn't seen the ball much after he fumbled earlier in the game, and it's going to bring up third down and 6.
Another third down here, and I would think that Glynn Academy may be in 4-down territory here. Ball just inside the 40-yard line. Wildcats need a huge stop in a huge way right here.
The defense has answered the bell since the early part of that second quarter. 1:18 to go, third quarter. Big third down. Schooneman is under center here, and the Wildcats were calling for the flag. Looked like maybe one of the guys on the right side of the line there jumped or moved, but you're going to get a timeout.
Yeah, timeout, Glynn Academy there. I hadn't really seen that. I had a guy in motion, and then he stopped, and then he gave a little stutter step as he continued to cross the line of scrimmage. All kinds of confusion there, referees included, but nonetheless, a huge opportunity here for this Wildcat defense. About a 3rd and 4 situation.
3rd down and 4, and like you said, might be 4-down territory for Glynn Academy. They don't want to punt the ball back to this Wildcat football team, so you're looking at 3rd down and 5. You know, if they pick up positive yardage here on 3rd down, you would think they would probably be going for it on 4th down, but this Wildcat defense so many times comes up with big plays. If we can push them back and no gain or even a loss on this play, we make them punt it away again. Schooneman goes to the shotgun this time. He's under center most of the time, but now to the shotgun. 3rd down play. Fires it right side. He's got nobody. He overthrows his intended receiver, and now you're going to be 4th down and 5.
And that play has worked a lot. They picked up several 3rd and long opportunities on that similar play, just trying to hit the slot receiver in the seam there. That time, Schoonerman's throw not on target, and Glynn Academy's going to punt the football away.
Yeah, they thought about it. They're in this no-man's land position, 4th down and 5. just inside the 40-yard line. They can't kick a field goal from here, so they thought about it for a moment, and we're going to send Mosley back to return the punt. Watch for the fake. This is the area of the football field. If you were going to fake one, you would do it, but they snap it back to the punter. He gets a high kick. This one's going to go into the end zone, and we'll get a touchback here. So the Wildcat defense turns it over again. We're going to get a punt here into the end zone for a touchback. They're unable to pin us back deep, so the ball will come out to the 20-yard line for the Cats, first and 10 from there.
What another just huge stop by this Wildcat defense, Mike. Just bailing us out time and time again after a turnover by the offense, but the offense doing a good job the last few quarters here, just moving the ball down the field. Down 20-12 here, minute 05 left in the third quarter. See if we can continue that trend.
Well, since our touchdown, Glynn Academy's pretty much been in our territory since that time. The defense, 2 big stops. One time they punted inside the 10. We had some positive momentum before the turnover. Mosley in the shotgun now from the 20-yard line. Hands it off to Benny Lewis. Benny Lewis looking for room, trying to stay behind his blockers. Picks up 5 yards out to the 25-yard line.
Another good run that time by Benny Lewis, just weaving his way through there. Very patient on that run. And I tell you, you're going to give me 5 or 6 yards on first down every time, I'll take it.
Second down 5. Wildcats, Benny Lewis in the backfield along with Wilcox. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Second down, Mosley calls for the ball, rolls it to the right side, keeps it himself. He faked the handoff to Wilcox, and then as he kept it himself, he got hit right there. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that time he just didn't read it very well. He kind of drifted that way with Jalen Wilcox. And what you're doing there is you're bringing the mesh point closer to the defensive end, which is not what you want to do on that read option.
Third down play, Mosley takes the snap, looks to throw, fires one across the middle. He had a man, and if he would have been able to set his feet there just a little bit, probably could have thrown an accurate pass, kind of rushed it a little bit over the outstretched arms. We had a receiver breaking free down there, but it's going to be a punting situation for the Cats.
Well, I'll tell you what I think happened to him, Mike. I don't know if the snap was too soon or everybody was not on the same page of the count of the cadence that time, because about half the team went and the other half kind of sat still because it looked like we had 3 receivers open down there, but I think he panicked a little bit when the ball got to him.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a flag to come out there if something was amiss with the play, like you said. And Glynn Academy player is going to be down on the field there. That's going to end the third quarter. Wildcats are going to be punting it away here, and we'll take a timeout. Let's take a 2-minute break here. 20-12, Glynn Academy on top of the Wildcats as we head toward the fourth quarter, and we'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
Since 1967, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has had the goal to acquire customers and maintain their complete satisfaction throughout the business relationship. Located in McClenny with almost 60 years of serving the McClenny area, excellence has been their hallmark. Did you know that now Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning also carries Amana products? Amana has been known since 1934 as having some of the most reliable and dependable heating and air conditioning systems in the business. If you're struggling with who to call for your air conditioning service, give them a call. Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546. That's 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Brunswick, Georgia, just across the Florida-Georgia line. I don't know, maybe 40, 50 miles up the I-95 from the Florida state line. And Wildcats of Baker County doing battle here in the Florida-Georgia border wars. On the road, facing Glynn Academy, the Glynn Academy Terrors right now. Fourth quarter about to begin. Glynn Academy will have the football. First down and 10, just around their 45-yard line or so. Wildcat defense will be on the field. And, Jackie, you said the one thing that I'll follow up with. I think we need a turnover.
Yeah, a turnover would be huge right now, Mike. Glynn Academy starting again with good field position. I'd say in this second half, they've definitely won the field position battle and maybe all game. Starting off, though, at the 42-yard line. Their own 42-yard line, but a turnover right here would be huge.
Schooneman under center, first down play. They're going to give the ball off, and he runs into the backfield and runs into the running back. That was Willie Butler, and the Wildcats do a nice job over there bringing him down. Case Foster on the scene along with some other Wildcats. Not much doing there. It'll be second and long.
No, I tell you, I thought we were going to get our request there as a running back and quarterback ran into each other, Mike. The Wildcats able to corral him for no gain.
Second down play. It's been a well-fought contest here. Some penalties earlier in the game, but in the second half, neither team has really had the penalty bug strike. So second down and 10 and 20-12, and maybe the Wildcats can get a big turnover and come back and tie this football game. Second down, they run the ball straight ahead, and again, the Wildcats knife through there, and they're going to get a tackle. That was one of the...
Kai Bishop. That's a huge play by Kai Bishop there because there was some room there in the middle. If he doesn't make that tackle at the ankles of the running back.
Good job by the captain, Kai Bishop. Kai Bishop and Benny Lewis, the two captains for the Wildcats, out for the coin toss in the ball game tonight. He knifed through there and got a big tackle for a loss to make it third down and 11.
Another third and long situation here. Again, if this Wildcat team can get a stop, they look to get better field position than what they've started with all second half.
Glynn Academy a 20-12 lead, but they haven't scored since very early in the football game, and the clock was winding down on the play, and the coaching staff calls a timeout from the sideline here for Glynn Academy to keep from getting a delay of game penalty. So this Wildcat defense, Jackie, you think about it, it was very early in the first half when they scored their 20th point, actually before the end of the first quarter. So it's over 2 quarters, almost 2.5 quarters since they've scored, and this defense is doing the job.
No doubt. I mean, doing it in all kinds of ways, too. We've had a couple turnovers, getting stops on fourth down, and, a bunch of third down stops. So doing it how they need to in the second half. Well, like you said, really for the last 2.5 quarters here, just getting after it, man.
Yeah, they had a big lead there. Looked like one of those games that could be a blowout, facing the end of the first quarter. But the Wildcats regrouped, got some things going, scored a touchdown in the first half, got one in the second half, and now a low snap here, and he's going to have to improvise, gets the pass out here, and the running back is going to be out across the 45-yard line, but still well short of the first down, and they're going to have to punt the football away again. They had all kind of things happening on that play. They were able to overcome the fact that Schooneman almost lost the ball. He did get it up to the running back and made something positive out of it, but only a 3-yard gain, and it's going to be 4th and 8, and they'll have to punt it away.
4th and 8 here, and the Wildcats, you said it, Schooneman, that ball kind of skipped back there to him, so I thought we had a chance, but he was able to get rid of it, and then a missed tackle, and I was like, oh, no, here we go. But the Wildcats rally 11 hats to the football there, and again, going to force another punt by this Glynn Academy offense.
Yeah, and with 10:21 to go in the football game, the Wildcats now, we don't have to get a block punt necessarily, but we could benefit from, a shorter punt here and turn this field position around and maybe put a good drive together. The Wildcats are going to need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this thing up. Have moved the ball in spots here in the second half, and that offense is geared up and ready to get back on the field. And as we wind it down, 10:21 to go, a little stoppage in play as one of the Glynn Academy guys came up with some cramping on that left side over there. He's back. They're going to bring the punt team on now. Wildcats will send Mosley back there. Mosley, I got to tell you, after tonight, Mosley's going to need some Gatorade.
No doubt. Get him the oxygen, Coach. My man is tired.
Tucker Tuck, number 90, he's the kicker back there. With a last name like Tuck. The Wildcats let's go. Yeah, the Wildcats get back there, and they throw the punter down. He never even got his foot into the punt. Cale Cruz, the guy that brings him down over here on the left side, but there were a bunch of Wildcats back there. Phillip Jackson was back there. Tucker Thrift was back there. Register, Case Foster. The Wildcats all converged at the punter. I said we didn't need a block. Well, we didn't get one. We just tackled the punter.
No, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Where they're spotting this football at is absolutely terrible. We tackled him well inside the 30-yard line here, and they're going to spot this football out closer to the 36.
Yeah, he was all the way back here, I want to say around the 28 maybe or so, but the ball's going to be spotted. Call it the 34-yard line. First down and 10, Wildcats. Mosley takes the snap, give to the left side. The Wildcats trying to run the football off a left tackle that time. The carry was to Wilcox, a short gain. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, nothing doing that time. Had 3 running backs in the backfield. And this Glynn Academy team, if there's one thing I can say, they've got the edge on, and that's speed, Mike. We're not bouncing too many to the outside.
Second down play, Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap. Mosley looks to run it and gives the – I'm not sure what happened right there. Gave the ball to the left side. Benny Lewis on the carry, or Kanias Williams on the carry. And another pickup of 1 yard, but it's going to be third down. Wildcats, 1 receiver to the left, 1 to the right, couple backs in the backfield. Mosley looks over the seam, third down play. Mosley's going to ride it to the right side. He gives it off, and there goes Kanias Williams, and Kanias Williams is inside the 10, and he bounces it all the way for a Wildcat touchdown. And that play was slow starting, but Kanias Williams just kept his feet churning and rolled to the left side, and Kanias Williams, for the Wildcats, has cut the lead all the way back to 20-18 now.
What a run by Kanias Williams as he just saw the hole and bounced that thing outside. I'm going to give a shout-out to Connor Bearden out there. Connor Bearden, with a huge block down towards the goal line down here, just stayed with that cornerback all the way to help Kanias get into the end zone.
Come on.
2-point conversion. Mosley's going to give it off on the inside. The Wildcats trying to get there. He lunges, puts the ball across the goal line, and Benny Lewis sticks it across the goal line. That's going to be a 2-point conversion for Benny Lewis. That carry for Kanias Williams, Jackie, 11 carries on the night now, 128 yards in his return, and the Wildcats inexplicably have tied this score 20-20.
I mean, my goodness, what a way. Larry Perkins would say, just come on, Kanias Williams, and come on, Benny Lewis, follow the train into the end zone, son.
Larry Perkins, you're going to need to give Larry Perkins an extra shout-out because I don't think you gave him a come-on the first 2 touchdowns.
No, you're right. I tell you what, I apologize to Larry Perkins because there's a couple times I'm telling you this offense is moving now. We hadn't had a lot to rejoice about all season, but my goodness, come on, Wildcat offense.
9:04 to go in the ball game, 20-20. New ball game here from Brunswick. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. You are listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
Hey Baker County, it's Sheriff Scotty Roden here, wishing our football team a safe and exciting Wildcat football season. As a 1989 Wildcat football player, I know for sure that once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. And we all know there's nothing better than Friday Night Lights at Memorial Stadium. Please join the Baker County Sheriff's Office as we all scream, "Go Wildcats!"
Well, it started out tough for the Wildcats tonight, but they fought all the way back, and it's a 20-20 ball game here with 9:04 to go. From the 35-yard line, Glynn Academy's got the football. Schooneman fires to the left. It's intercepted. Oh! Cale Cruz read the pass. He came underneath. He had 6 points in front of him, and he just thought about running before he caught the football, but a good play by Cale Cruz to jump the route there, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Oh, my goodness. Cale Cruz and Mekhi Mosley were both standing there. I'm talking just drooling at what was about to happen, man. Golly, that had 6 written all over it.
Oh, Cale Cruz saw the green grass in front of him, and I thought he had it, Jack. Thought he had the interception. 2nd down and 10. Schooneman in the shotgun. Looks to throw again. Fires it left side. Catch. Oh, he's immediately drilled. Mekhi Mosley, don't get a flag. Don't get a flag. Mekhi Mosley drills the receiver right as he catches the football, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Oh, another 3rd down here, Mike, but a little shorter than what they've had. 3rd and 4 here. It's Wildcat defense trying to get their fans up, needing another stop.
What a play by Mekhi Mosley. And I'm glad that they didn't get trigger happy with the flags there, because Mosley let him know that he had just hit him, and my goodness, what a hit. Mekhi Mosley, what a game he's played tonight. 3rd down and 4. Schooneman, straight drop, fires one across the middle. It's going to be knocked away by the Wildcats. Nothing doing. Coverage over there by Cale Cruz, along with, I think that's Mosley again, right, on the right side of the field.
Yep, that was Cale Cruz all the way that time, though. This Glynn Academy team, you see number 2, the big, tall receiver we've been battling with Mosley all game. They've been lining him up on the outside. Well, Mekhi Mosley has shut that down. So now what they've tried to do is move him in, go trips right, trips left with number 2, trying to create something with a linebacker, but nothing doing over there with Cale Cruz.
Mosley goes back to get the punt here. He's going to stand around the 30-yard line. Tucker Tuck is going to roll to his right this time, a rugby-style kick as he was trying to create some space. Mosley's going to pick it up and run with it straight ahead to keep it from rolling any further, and the Wildcats will have it 1st down and 10. Right around the 22-yard line is where we'll start it, needing to go 78 yards to win this football game with 8:01 to go.
My goodness, 20-20 ball game with 8:01 left, and that was a great job on that return by Mekhi Mosley. Those rugby-style punts go end over end, so when they hit, especially on this turf, they just kind of skyrocket and always give the kicking team the bounce, but Mosley able to scoop it up.
Little things inside the game, though, Jackie. You can tell Glynn Academy well coached. You know, they talked to the punter about that situation on the last possession. This time they rolled him to the right with a little rugby style to make sure that that rush didn't get back there to him. So a nice job by Glynn Academy. Wildcats with the football. 1st down. They pitch it out to the left-hand side. Again, Mosley, difficulty with the snap. And we're not going to get much yardage there, but at least we didn't turn it over.
No, that was just a toss sweep out there. And I'm going to tell you, as fast as this Glynn Academy team is, I don't know if the toss sweep outside is going anywhere anyway, but when you bobble the snap, you're dead to rights.
2nd down play upcoming for this Cat football team. 7:54 to go in the ball game. They fought back and made this a 20-20 game. Now you've got to finish it off. Wildcats deep in our territory. Mosley takes the snap. He's going to run it ahead. Not a lot of room there. It's going to be 3rd down. Call it 3rd down and 9.
We talked about that on the break, Mike. Again, Mosley and Benny Lewis just trying to ride that mesh point through, but I don't like when they're both riding it to the defensive end.
Yeah.
He's not having to make a choice.
3rd down and 9 coming up for the Cats. 7 minutes and 26 seconds and counting to go in this ball game. We don't want to go 3 and out and give this ball right back to Glynn Academy, even though the defense is playing lights out. Third down, Mosley, straight drop, fires one out left side. He had a man over here. It was Malachi Lewis. He overthrows it just a little bit, and the Wildcats are probably going to have to punt this away.
Yeah, and I tell you, there's times, too, when I feel like we go too fast. There was 8:01 left on the clock when we got the ball back, and we're at 7:10 now, only running 50 seconds off the clock. Didn't fool Glynn Academy. We didn't really ever get in a rhythm. The speed on that series.
Tough possession for the Cats. Boatwright back there to punt it away. The snap is in there, a good one, and Boatwright gets a good punt away, good high punt. It's going to come down, and Wildcats will down it. Ooh, didn't get the yardage on it we needed, and it's going to be inside Wildcat territory where they'll take it over.
Bad offensive series that time, and going to give this Glynn Academy football team great field position as they're going to start in Wildcat territory.
Yeah, they're going to start right at the 45-yard line of the Cats, but the positive here is the Cats have been back on their heels on defense all night long and have made stop after stop after stop. Let's see if we can get one more. 7:01 to go in the ball game. Schooneman under center. Schooneman takes the snap, hands it off straight ahead. That's Willie Butler on the carry, and Willie Butler not going very far. We'll call it a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. They try to run that jet sweep, just a little motion to free up some room in the space in the middle of that defense, but the Cat defense has done a great job tackling and converging tonight. 2nd down and 6 now, 6:34, 6.5 to go in the ball game. Wildcats trying to pull off a big come-from-behind win here. Tie game with 6.5 to go. Tall sweep to the left side. They toss it out here, and Wildcats' Cale Cruz is going to upend the ball carrier around the 38-yard line. Short gain on the play is going to bring up another big 3rd down for this defense. Call it a 3rd down and 6.
Another huge 3rd down here. Great job again. Cale Cruz just setting the edge out there, and Tucker Thrift able to chase that down from behind. So this Wildcat defense is going to find themselves again in a 3rd down where we need a stop.
One receiver to the right, one to the left. 3rd down, Schooneman in the gun. He drops straight back, fires one down the left sideline. It's going to be broken up down there and incomplete. And again, Glynn Academy needing 6 yards. They go deep down there to the receiver who was double covered by the Cats. And Jackie, they send the punt team on again.
My goodness. And again, we talked about that was big receiver number 2 there. He and Mekhi Mosley looked like Rhett Roden out there at safety trying to get in on the action, knock that ball away, and force another punt here to Glynn Academy.
Roden's had some playing time tonight. Very young. I want to say freshman on this Wildcat football team, one of the 6 quarter guys. Wildcats sent the JV over to Baldwin last night. Deep kick here is going to back up and take a Wildcat roll back from the 10-yard line, and around the 13 is where the Cats are going to have to take it with 5.5 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10, we'll get the ball from there and see if we can break something. Going to have to break a big run, 20-yard run to get some space here and give the offense a little opportunity to move, because the Wildcats have done some things and gotten a couple of touchdowns against this Glynn Academy defense, but they're tough.
No doubt about it. We, like you said, one of those Kanias Williams here on 1st down busted open for about 25 or 30 yards to give us some breathing room and put one of those methodical drives together with 5:30 here to go in the 4th quarter.
Picturesque setting here from the south end zone, Jackie. A beautiful stadium here in Brunswick, Georgia. Florida-Georgia border wars. We'd like to see Florida go 2-0 today. Handoff for the Wildcats straight ahead against that defense. Going to get a little bit of a room and a little bit of a good gain on 1st down, maybe 7 yards for the Cats. And we'll call it a 2nd down and a short 2.
Mekhi Mosley with the keeper that time. Brought the wide receiver in motion, faked the jet sweep there. Mekhi Mosley keeps it and picks up good yardage on 1st down.
Second down short. Clock ticks down to 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Wildcats have plenty of time here, but you'd like to see them use all this time and score to win this game going away. Second down play. Wildcats run it straight ahead. Going to get a first down. Kanias Williams piles ahead out across the 30 or out across the 25-yard line, close to the 30. Move the chains, though, and it's going to be a first down for the Cats.
Oh, my goodness. And Kanias Williams, again, that's twice tonight. A shoestring tackle is able to keep Kanias Williams from rumbling down the field.
Benny Lewis scored the last touchdown for the Cats, but Kanias Williams is the leading yard gainer for the Cats tonight. First down and 10 now for the Cats. They move out toward the 30-yard line. Need to go about 70 yards to get a game-winning touchdown here. Clock moving, 4:40 to go in the ball game. Mosley, two receivers left and right, takes the snap. Man coming in motion. They're going to give the ball to the right side, and not a lot of room against that right side of that defense, and it'll be a very short gain.
Yeah, that time again, Mosley with a little option play there, and he decides to keep it, but Glynn Academy had that one well covered, had all of his options covered up, and they would bring Mosley down after a short gain.
Second down, call it 9. Wildcats a little over 4 minutes here to try and score. If neither team can score, I guess we're going to overtime, Jack.
Whoa, here in Brunswick. Overtime on a Thursday.
Mosley flips one out here to the right side. He's got a catch made. Catch made. Receiver gets out to the 37-yard line. He signals first down, and I think it is.
Yep, first down Wildcats. And again, great throw and catch that time.
Tay Walker.
Had a couple catches in that Bradford County game, and that time Makai Mosley puts it on the money.
Just a quick flip.
Yeah.
I mean, just a quick flip out there. 2 first downs now for the Wildcats on this possession. Let's see if they can keep it moving. One more, they'll be out near midfield, and we can see if we can open this thing up. 3.5 minutes to go. First down play, Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap, going to give it off to the left side, trying to run that left tackle, but a lot of crowd there, big crowd in the middle of that defensive line for Glynn Academy, and not much happening. It'll be second down.
No, not a lot happening at all. And listen, Makai Mosley threw a great ball that time to Tay Walker on the previous play, but not a whole lot of threat to throw the ball down the field.
But has come up with a couple of big throws here in this game. Hit one to Connor Bearden before halftime. There's been some good plays here. Second down, call it 9. Mosley in the shotgun, calls for the football, and now we're going to get a stoppage of play. False start on the Cats.
Not sure how the back judge saw that when neither side judge saw it.
And that was going to be a second down and 8, and now instead of second and 8, you're going to be second and 13. First penalty of the second half for these Wildcats after so many that we saw in the first half.
Maybe Coach May's got in the locker room and tuned them up a little bit.
2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Mosley in the shotgun. He takes the snap, and he's going to have to fight for it. The ball's going to be on the ground. He fumbled it away and maybe got it back. Let's see.
He may have got that ball back.
I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait to see for the officials, and they're going to say Glynn Academy got it. Something was not right from the start of that play. Mosley tried to get it back. He got it in his hands, and then it got knocked free as he was going to the ground. Glynn Academy is going to take the football with 2:34 to go in the football game.
Oh, my goodness. And where you could not have a turnover at, deep in your own territory. We talked about the Glynn Academy kicker. Ball's going to be at the Wildcat 30-yard line here, so this Wildcat defense is going to have to come up huge in a 20-20 game with 2:24 left.
Yeah, going to have to come up huge again. I mean, they counted on the defense so many times tonight. You just have to wonder if they're going back to the well one too many times. Schoonerman in the shotgun now for Glynn Academy from the 30-yard line. Pass to the right side. He picked that ball up, and now he's going to throw it. And oh, my goodness. I couldn't even call it fast enough, Jackie. He passed it out here to the wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage, and the receiver throws one down the field for a touchdown. And Glynn Academy has taken the lead, 26-20, on a halfback pass to the end zone for a touchdown, and the Wildcats were just caught off guard with that play.
Yeah, that's the play they tried to run earlier in the game, you remember, and we snuffed it out. We got to the receiver before he could get the pass off, and that time we bit hard. Everybody came up and just let him slip over the top.
The only good news on that play, they're going to get a celebration penalty. After he threw the pass, the wide receiver over here did a somersault. Very athletic, but it'll cost him 15 yards on the kickoff. So the Cats might get decent field position, but they're going to have to score quickly as there's only 2:17 on the clock now as Tuck lines up the extra point. Snap was high. The kick was on the way, and he pulled it left.
And we hurt, and we ran into it. Of course we did, when he misses one.
Oh, he pulled it straight left. Somebody hit him, and we get running into the kicker, and they're going to get to kick it again.
You know, I was going to say maybe the only good thing that came out of them scoring so quickly is it does give the Wildcats 2 minutes and 17 seconds left with the field position that they had. Had they decided just to methodically try to run the ball up the middle and burn some clock, we'd have been in trouble when we got the ball back.
Yeah, but they decided to run their little trick play there, and it was at the perfect time for Glynn Academy as they caught the Wildcats completely off guard. Had a receiver running free to the end zone, made the catch, and you know that's what you do. You know, they say sudden change, go for the home run ball. Glynn Academy did it. They got the touchdown, missed the extra point, but now on the redo, they're going to get it right through the uprights, and it's going to be 27-20. So Wildcats will need a touchdown and the extra point to tie this thing back up here with 2:17 to go in the ball game. Now, fortunately, if they haven't forgotten it after all that, they should get a 15-yard mark-off here on the kickoff for that celebration penalty, and that should give us a chance at least at a return.
Yeah, the Wildcats look to get decent field position off this kickoff here, so 2:17 to go, down 7. Can they make a drive? The drive of their life, the drive of their season so far.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I mean, you got no choice now after that turnover. That was tough because gave them the field position, then they were able to get the sudden change, halfback pass to the end zone. Now, they do mark off the 15 yards. They didn't forget, so they're going to kick off from the 25. So Tuck's got a good leg, but he's not going to be able to get it past the Wildcats back there standing around the 25, 30-yard line. So you figure if one of those guys can just get his hands on it, maybe get out in some open field, we've got a chance for a return. The last time he kicked off, though, he kicked the pooch kick. Let's see what their strategy is on this one. Tuck approaches the ball, and he's going to kick it straight ahead. The Wildcats field it right there at midfield. Coming back up the field is the return man, and he's going to have great field position for the Cats here. So the penalty play really stings against Glynn Academy. The kicker tried to just kind of run one through the middle that time, and one of the Wildcats just kind of snared it like a line drive up the middle, Jackie, and he was able to turn it into some positive return all the way back to the 40 of Glynn Academy.
That was Malachi Lewis, one of the wide receivers out there. So, yeah, when you threaten to do that, one of those playmakers gets their hands on the ball, he knows what to do with it. And this drive's going to start in great field position.
From the 40 of Glynn Academy, the Wildcats now trail by 7, 2:10 to go in the football game, but a chance. They've got a chance, 40 yards from pay dirt. Mekhi Mosley in the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, going to give the ball to Lewis. Lewis is going to get corralled behind the line of scrimmage, and that play is going to stop right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, nothing doing that time. And again, we just keep riding that mesh point, and we don't have the speed to outrun these Glynn Academy defenders to the outside. So when we get all the motion going that way, not much these running backs can do.
And I think that was actually Seven Wilcox on the carry. I thought it was Lewis. But either way, 2nd down 11 for the Cats now in Glynn Academy territory. Mosley, straight drop, looks to throw, fires one underneath, and it's going to be picked off. He was firing it underneath, looking for the underneath man here. He had Lewis and Bearden in the middle of the field, but he threw it right into the hands of the unsuspecting defensive back for Glynn Academy, And I'm afraid, Jackie, that might do it.
Yeah, that's going to do it, Mike. Minute 23 left on the clock. Wildcats going to start the season 0-2, I'm afraid, unless something miraculous happens. And listen, Mekhi Mosley gets thrust back there into the quarterback position after injury to Davion Dean, and played a heck of a ball game. I don't know that we'd be here this close without him, but he's going to wish he had that one back.
First down carry is to Willie Butler, and Willie Butler is going to turn his legs straight ahead. The Wildcats can't do anything about it now, especially if they get a first down. We will call a timeout, try to preserve some time, but after the next play, we're going to be under a minute to go. Jackie, next week the Wildcats will be on the road. You mentioned we might be 0-2 heading into our first district contest of the year next year against Baldwin. We'll face Baldwin and the Indians next Friday night at 6:30 from Baldwin, Florida. Another away game for these Wildcats. Jackie, we've been talking about this. You and I came back for another year of Wildcat football, but every now and then we're going to take a respite, and we've got our statistician here with us, Tim Wilder, and next week, Wildcat fans, we're going to give you a little taste of Tim Wilder play-by-play. He's going to do the Wildcat football broadcast from Baldwin, Florida next week, and he's got his partner Jacob Henson, and they're going to bring you all the action next week. Looking forward to a good call by Tim and Jacob, and should be exciting. Tim, we need a district win out of you and Jacob next week. Just as we'll see what we can do.
Well, Mike and I are 0-2 this year, so we need to change it up here in the booth.
Willie Butler again on the carry. He's going to be tackled in the backfield as one of the Wildcat defenders. That's Cale Cruz. Cruz has had a good night tonight. Knifes in there and brings him down in the backfield. No gain on the play. It'll be third down. We call the timeout. Do we have another, or is that it?
I think we may have one left after this. So we're going to get a chance to get the ball back if we can get a stop here.
The board shows that we have one left. So if the Wildcats can slow down another third down play, call the timeout, get the punt, we're going to have about 50 seconds or so to work with.
I'll tell you, too, it was almost like Glynn Academy was in our playbook on that last play, on that interception play, because they immediately all dropped into coverage, and they haven't done that all night. They've been so scared of Kanias Williams and Benny Lewis back there that they stacked the box. By that time, everybody dropped into coverage.
Third down play, third down. They hand it to Willie Butler, and Willie Butler is not going to get anywhere near the first down marker. And the Wildcats are going to get the football back. We call our last timeout with 1:07 to go in the football game. So,
got to sell out one of the punt block here, or do you set up the return?
Well, you can't. I mean, in this situation, now that you've burned all your timeouts, you cannot afford a penalty on the punt play. So you might send a guy, see if he gets a chance, but you can't sell out to have the penalty cost you the football game, because you're going to get at least a minute, maybe 55 seconds with the football and a chance to do something. Who knows? Somebody could break something here. You know, you could break a play, get a big run into their territory, throw a couple toward the end zone, come out of here with a miracle. You never know.
No, you're right. You never know what happens, but I think I sell out here.
You risk the penalty, you risk it all.
Yeah, I just risk it all, Mike. I'm going to tell you, this punter, he's pretty good. He's going to angle this thing to the right, and our return man is probably not even going to get to it.
Tuck stands back around his 35-yard line. 1:07 showing on the clock. Wildcats send Mekhi Mosley deep to return. Tuck's got a chance. He gets it off. It's a low kick, and it might have gotten touched by a Wildcat. It's not going very far, and we're going to have it right up around midfield, maybe the 45 of Glynn Academy, with 58 seconds to go in the ballgame.
Crazier things have happened, Mike. 58 seconds, no timeouts here, so you got to be ready to, if you don't get out of bounds or incomplete pass, you got to get right back to the line and call another play.
Well, that's with no timeouts, you know, that takes away your inside run ability here, so the Cats are going to have to do something with the passing game. 58 seconds to go. Mekhi Mosley splits out two receivers left and two to the right. He's got one man to block in the backfield. Mekhi Mosley looks downfield, He fires one over here to the left side. It's going to be knocked away, almost intercepted by Glynn Academy defensive back, but second down, 52 seconds.
I think you got to try to get somebody to the middle of the field, Mike. One of those slot guys run a post down the middle. Looks like Glynn Academy. There was nobody in the middle of the field when he let that ball go.
You know, maybe, Jackie, maybe one of those little drag routes behind the first line of defense there to see if you can get somebody in space. We had a penalty on somebody, though, and that's going to back this thing up.
That doesn't help your cause.
It must have been a holding call, moves us back to 1st and 20, but it's first down again. So 52 seconds to go. Mosley in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw. He's under pressure, fires at middle, and it's going to be incomplete. He just didn't have time to wait for the receiver to get there, and he had to let it go before he wanted to as Mekhi Mosley was under a heavy rush. Glynn Academy has decided to bring the house now, knowing the Wildcats have to throw the football.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This offensive line here, got to give him a couple seconds to try to let these routes develop as we're trying to complete a long pass.
Second down play, Mosley rolls to his left, looking down the field. He fires it back to the right side. He was looking for the one guy he had on this side, but they had him double covered. It's going to be third down.
That's the right idea, though. Had a post coming from the backside there, trying to complete it. Just threw that one a little bit behind him now, and so with 42 seconds to go, 3rd and 20, not looking promising.
Third down and 20, third down, 42 seconds to go in the ball game. The Cats trail 27-20. You saw Glynn Academy score here just a couple of minutes ago for the first time since the first quarter tonight. The defense played so well. Third down, Mosley was under all kind of pressure, had to flip it to the middle of the field, and Glynn Academy is going to seal the deal with an interception there, and that's going to do it. He was under so much pressure, he got hit when he threw the football. Mosley kind of flipped it to the middle. They had a guy playing defense there, catches it, and Wildcats have no timeouts. They should be able to just kind of run it out from here.
Yeah, they were trying to set up the middle screen, Mike. He had all of his linemen, and he just tried to flip it to the running back there, but under heavy duress and unable to complete it, and the Wildcats are going to start the season 0-2.
Want to thank all the sponsors, Glen Baptist Church, John Meadows, our guy back there, Chaz Rowland, all the folks that keep Wildcat football on the air throughout the year. We're not going to keep it long here tonight. The Wildcats are going to go to 0-2 on the season as we're going to lose on the road here in the Florida-Georgia border war, and they just take one snap and they're going to run it out. Jackie, that's going to do it. Next week, 6:30 kickoff from Baldwin, Florida. The Wildcats will be in action there. It's a district contest, so the Wildcats are going to have to regroup next Friday night and take on the Baldwin Indians, who will be ready to play. They're the team that the Wildcats put out of the playoffs last year, so no Baldwin wants to get back at the Wildcats for that loss last year. The Wildcats will regroup and take it to Baldwin next week. So for all the folks listening in, for all the sponsors that made it possible for Wildcat football, we'll be on the air next Friday night, 6:30 from Baldwin High School. Good night, everybody.